by Trike. Here we go. I still like the music.
I know, right?
After all this time, I still like. I don't want to change the music up.
I know.
Where did we get that?
I got that.
You
from
got the
my
music?
edit, yeah.
Yeah. You know what? I like the music anyway.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, what is up, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Rich Abroad. I'm your host, Richie Rich.
And this is Cheng.
We got microphone.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
We got microphone. Seriously. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Right. So this is Richie Rich and Cheng, and today we got a really good live show. A lot of people are asking about the new YouTube vlogging guidelines out here in the Philippines. We're going to discuss that, and then what else are we going to discuss, Cheng?
Of course, we're going to talk about what turns men off when it comes to dating here in the Philippines.
I bet you there's a whole bunch of stuff that cats want to say.
Yeah.
But, okay,
for sure.
but before we get into all of that, go ahead and let them know what they need to know.
Yes, of course. Before we do anything else, don't forget to hit that thumbs up or hit the like button if you please. And also, if you haven't already, then please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you get updated on our latest videos. Also, this is a call-in live stream. If you're in the US, just dial 415. It's on your screen, 490-8030. Call in and give us your take. Wow.
Wow, that was
quick.
Hold on. Googly moogly. Hold on. All right, hold on. Wow, that was fast. Hey, this is Richie Rich and Cheng. Who's calling? Who's on the line?
This is Apollo, man. I'm sorry I'm at the airport. It's going crazy, but I just wanted to weigh in on a couple of things you just talked about.
Okay, Go ahead, shoot your shot.
Okay, so the dating thing. Some of the things that kind of tick us off about the dating. But I never really had to deal with the tampo, but I've seen other guys try to deal with the tampo. And for tampo, so I guess a lot of the Americans will say tampo.
Right.
I don't know, but whatever. For me, yeah, I don't want to deal with it either. But I kind of, when I start dating women in the Philippines, that never really comes up anymore.
It
I
shouldn't.
don't see why other people are really going through that, Rich. I really don't.
They go through it because they allow themselves to go through it.
Kevin Samuels put it best, man. You don't have to deal with that kind of attitude.
You don't.
No matter if it's our culture or theirs. What I found to be successful is a perfect blend between our culture and their culture.
Agreed.
If they're not willing to kind of allow us to do our thing in a sense, and we allow them to do their thing in a sense, the core values.
I agree.
It's never going to work anyway.
I agree.
It's never going to work.
Apollo, let's do a test. Let's do a test right here. Cheng, if you did a tampo on me in public, what do you think would happen?
You walk away and
I'll walk the hell away. I'll walk the hell away. I won't deal with it. It's all about how you handle that situation. Because basically they're using manipulation. It's a manipulation tactic. And for me, I value myself too much to even deal with something like that. If you can't treat me with respect, I'm not going to deal with you. So I agree with you.
I think what gets confused is you're talking about the difference between a perceived high value man and a perceived low value man, and that's how you perceive yourself and how others perceive you as well. So if you're going to deal with nonsense like tampo or family members stalking your Facebook, asking you for money on the fly, or I mean, there's a list of things that I've seen happen, but hasn't necessarily happened to me.
Right.
And I think it's because of the vetting process, brother.
I think so too.
The process is super important. I'm in Manila Airport right now, so if it starts going off, I'm sorry about that.
That's all right.
I'm on my way to Duma Regretti.
Hey, listen, we appreciate you calling in, and don't let this hit us when you get to Dumaguete for sure. And because I've never been there, and I want to go there. We got a whole bunch of other callers in line on this topic. It appears. So we appreciate you. Don't let this be the last time you call in. All right.
No worries. You guys have a blessed day.
Thanks for calling
Thank
in,
you.
brother. Take
Enjoy
care,
your
Paulo.
trip. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Chang.
Thank
Bye.
you.
I think Paulo was right on point. He called. I mean, I appreciate that calling from the airport, right?
Yeah.
And by the way, a quick shout out to Ronnie, because Ronnie should be at the airport right now as well. Quick shout out to Ronnie because he donated a lot of clothes and a lot of stuff. That suitcase full of stuff. You guys will be seeing our next video is about the donation we did with Caritas Manila. You guys, our very next video, you'll be seeing that, and I think you guys are really gonna like it.
Yes,
But,
that video is all for you. But before we continue, of course, we are just going to make this real quick. Of course, again, there's a call-in live stream, obviously. So 415-490-8030 +1 if you're outside the US, Canada, or if you're in Australia. And also, we try to be respectful.
We will be respectful. Look, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Slick Rick is not here. Slick Rick is on a fishing trip out in NorCal. What's up, Slick Rick, if you're watching? And look, but I'm going to pull the trigger quick because he's not here to moderate. So if there's any shenanigans, I just got to pull the trigger quick. I got to look out for our channel. So everybody, please be respectful, and we appreciate that. Go,
yes.
next.
And of course, let's start with the first topic about the new vlogging guidelines.
Before we do that, let's get a shout out to the people that are up in the house. We got Naps in the house.
Hello,
what's up, Naps? Jeff Goldborn is in the house. What's going on, Jeff? SR Williams is in the house.
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan is back in the house. Morris is in the house.
Of course.
What's going on? Big Al is in the house.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, good. So let's get it cracking. Let's go ahead and first let's address the new YouTube guidelines out here in the Philippines. Mm-hmm. So many people are asking me about it and asking me what I plan to do. Number one, I know that a lot of people love the outside videos, walk and talks, the outside videos, the interviews and all that stuff. I love those too. They're hard to do, but they're entertaining. They're really entertaining. We'll probably have to curtail some of those or find places where there's nobody in the background, where we can do those and there's nobody passing by in the background or nothing like that. So it's not impossible. But number two, I'm going to make sure that I put a disclaimer in all the videos at the beginning that everybody who appears in the video has been, they've given their permission to appear in the video. And that disclaimer will be real. It's just that simple. So I think that kind of addresses those guidelines. And other people have asked me, are they guidelines or are they laws? And according to somebody that I talked to specifically, they are guidelines. They're not laws, but they should be interpreted as laws, or they should be treated as laws. And if they don't, you'll be dealt with. They're looking for people to set examples. Mm-hmm. They're looking for somebody to be an example. They're looking for one more. Now they got some guidelines in place. They're looking for another Vitaly. Don't be the Vitaly. I'm certainly not going to be the Vitaly. They're looking for somebody to do something stupid so they can make an example out of them. And I'm just not going to do that. So when we film in public, we just make sure we get permission from the people who are in the background, or obviously the people we're talking to. And outside of that, I think you should be pretty cool. A lot of stuff we do at home anyway, or in the studio anyway. So it makes it more difficult. It doesn't make it impossible, but we have a couple plans in place that'll make sure that we keep it still entertaining for our audience.
Yeah, and I noticed some comments that they're afraid that they're going to lose us in the YouTube. We're not going to quit YouTube.
No, it's not. No, it's not going to make a difference.
Yeah, and adding to what you said, I think we are making a conscious effort to ask permission before even rolling the camera to the people we're about to show in front of the camera.
Yeah, and usually the places where we shoot outdoors, usually in the background, aside from in Baguio, because we're in a restaurant, but usually the places outdoors, there's nobody behind us anyway. There might be some workers behind us or something like that, doing some work or whatever, but there's not a whole bunch of people behind us anyway. But we just have to be more conscious of that in the first place.
And definitely, as a person who edits the video, it's really additional.
It adds a lot of time.
To edit, especially blurring people's faces, because it's tough to edit, especially when the person at the back is moving. So you have to follow the blur. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, we just the Philippines has set forth those guidelines, and they have to be followed.
Mhm.
And I don't want to be. I mean, I want people to come to the channel, but I don't want to be the example that they're using
Yes.
for people to follow the guidelines. So
Definitely.
so we put some things in place that, and I think we'll make it easier. I think it'll make it pretty easier for us to follow the
Mhm.
guidelines. Yeah.
Actually, Jeff Goldburn here is saying something like,
Mhm.
might want to bring out a tablet or a digital agreement that you can have all of them, their name, sign, and you have a record of those who give permission. Just got to cover yourself. I mean, it's not a bad
Yeah,
idea.
It's not a bad idea. I mean, but you, as far as the people in the background, that's the people that we care about the most, because the people that we're talking to, we've already agreed. And I mean, if you really, really wanted to cover your ass, if they're just going to turn on you and do some whack stuff to you, I mean, but the people we're talking to that we're interviewing, of course, we've already ahead of the interview asked them if it's okay for them to be on camera. As you'll see when we did the Caritas Manila thing, every time I talk to somebody, the first thing I ask them, is it okay for us to film you?
Mhm.
And everybody said yes. So we have that on camera. And that's the other thing, is just asking them on camera and letting that be part of the video. Is it okay for us to film you?
Mhm.
And I think if you do that, you cover your butt, and just make
Mhm.
sure you don't have a whole bunch of random people in the background of your videos.
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, so Big Al has a good point over
Okay.
here. So last week I uploaded our yearly parade. Do I blur out that?
All of those people, bro. All of those people.
Just make
yeah.
your faces visible,
Yeah.
and I think you have to blur the background.
Yeah, and I do want to say something. They're looking for someone to use as an example. Big Al. I mean, if you really wanted to blur out all of those people, I really don't think that the government is going to come down hard on you because you didn't blur out 100,000 people. I don't think that's the issue. The issue is us. The issue is foreign bloggers coming here and taking advantage of the people of the Philippines, or making the Philippines look bad. That's what they're looking for as an example. And I'm going to be real. I had questions about the video that we did where the giveaway in Tondo, because we were in Tondo and we're giving away food and all that stuff. Luckily, we didn't go into anybody's house or anything like that. We were just in the area. But I don't think we violated any kind of agreements or anything like that. But it made me very conscious of thinking about going into somebody's house, and or how we move forward. It makes you very conscious of that. So
yes,
yeah,
very, very conscious.
I just think, as long as you're not embarrassing the people in the Philippines, as long as you're not disrespecting them, I think humiliating people, making the Philippines look bad, you're gonna be fine. But look, don't be the dude who makes the Philippines look bad in any kind of way, even from their perception, right? From their perception, because that's what they're looking for, and they will use you as an example.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. So. Okay, so Jeff Goldburn
you
said,
read that, you need glasses?
I can. I just have to lean forward.
No.
Thank you, baby. Yeah, don't look to have people, but you can run up on those who enter frame and get them to sign quickly just for your own protection.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's a good point. I think for us, we're just going to make sure that we film in places like, where there's nothing behind us, right? Where there's nothing behind us. And it's not that difficult. What it does make it difficult to do is for people who do street interviews.
Yes,
for people who do street interviews. So you have to kind of be conscious of what's behind you and what's in the background behind you when you do street interviews. And we don't really do that many. We don't do any street interviews. Usually, when we do an interview, it's in a set place already, so we really don't have to worry about that. But look, there's some things people are going to have to really consider when they're moving forward, when they're doing their interviews, for sure.
Yeah, right? And definitely the task will be a little difficult, especially when putting out the video.
Right.
Yeah, so Amawat said here, the blur, I am sure, could be automated. Need to see if AI can do that.
Amawat, I guarantee that is going to be something that is going to, if it can't be done already, it will come quickly. It will come very quickly.
It will come in handy.
AI will learn how to do that, because I don't know if you make videos, Amawat, but it adds a significant amount of time to your editing and to your to your making your video, right? Right. Okay.
So Naps said, make a short video summarizing the new vlogging guidelines, but do it with both of your faces blurred.
I like that, Naps. I like that. I like that. Good call. That's a good call, right? Right. Blur us out, right? Blur us out just to drive the point home. Good call. I like
Hey,
that. Right?
look who's here.
Look
I
who's
thought you
here.
were
I thought you was
busy.
fishing, bro.
So Pretty
Yeah.
and Chang finally got the signal. Not sure how long it will be. It's all good.
Yeah, man, you're supposed to
Yeah,
be fishing. We
yeah.
ain't even worried about you. We love you, bro, but we ain't
Yeah.
worried about you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
worry about your
Yeah,
fishing.
go catch you some bass, bro. Yeah, but we know we love you. We're happy you're here.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Enjoy your holidays, Dick Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was joking earlier at the live stream because people say, "Oh, the cat is away,
Right.
the mice will
We'll
play."
right, exactly.
We're going to change your handle into Strict Rick.
Strict Rick, right. Exactly, right? Right. He's quick Rick, right? He's quick on the button,
Quick
right?
Rick or
Yeah,
Strict
no
Rick?
shenanigans with Slick Rick in the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so look, if that's not if I think that kind of covers the whole YouTube vlogging thing.
Yes.
There is one more thing though.
Mm.
The other point is that now you have to register your YouTube channel. You actually have to register your YouTube channel so with the government so that they can monitor your YouTube channel. So that's the other thing. If you're a vlogger, you got to register your channel. So why do you think that is? So they can monitor your channel, check out your content, and see what you're doing. And if they don't like some stuff that you're saying, you're going to be fingering, they're going to start watching you a lot more closely. So that is an important thing too, is everybody has to register their channel and they're going to start, watching. I don't know how many YouTubers are out here in the Philippines, but I mean, maybe there's 100, but they're going to be watching closely. And for anything related to any shenanigans, anything that makes the Philippines look bad in any kind of way, they're going to be, you'll have a bullseye on you. So yeah.
But I think there are a lot more content creators on social media platforms such as Facebook and Instagram and TikTok rather than YouTube.
They are, but it doesn't matter what the platform it is.
Yes, exactly.
If you're a vlogger, you have to register your channel, and that's the point. So they're going to be watching very, very closely, and so you just look, people. If you're vlogging out there, make sure you cover your ass. Make sure you cover your ass. Don't have people behind you. When you do interviews outside, make sure, put it on camera. Is it okay to film you? Right? And get their answer on camera, and you're good. And you're good to go. They're not looking to nail everybody, because look, they know that having people come to the Philippines, vlogging brings tourism to the Philippines. And tourism is one of the number one or two industries out here in the Philippines.
Yes.
So they're not trying to cut off their own neck, but they're trying to make sure that we don't make them look stupid or humiliate them. And that's certainly not my intention anyway.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. All right.
So let's move on to the
next topic. If you have any more questions about the vlogging thing, hit us up in the comments, and no problem with that. Cheng, what's the first question? So let's turn to your topic that you wanted to get to, right? Which is what turns men off when it comes to dating in the Philippines. That's the topic, and I bet you there's going to be a whole bunch of comments in the chat about what turns men off when it comes to dating. I'm gonna tell you what the number one comment is going to be.
Okay.
I'm gonna whisper it, so they can't even hear it. I'm gonna whisper it.
Okay.
Oh, I'll probably say that. I don't know if they heard it.
But anyway, before we move on to the topic, because there are additional comments regarding the vlogging guidelines. So Amawat said the registration process is going to kill a few shady channels.
Without a doubt.
So I think that, for example, I saw this channel on YouTube that do a just like a random video, a B-roll of showing what Angeles City looks like or the red light district looks like, and they show faces of the girls in the video. So do you think that that's also it needs to be blurred?
They'll need to be blurred. Those will need to be blurred for sure, right? Because look, they're trying. If you're the Philippine government, they're trying to highlight the best things
about the Philippines, of
right?
course.
They don't want people. They understand that some people come to the Philippines for the nightlife, but that's not what they're trying to advertise. They're trying to advertise the beauty,
how beautiful the Philippines
all of that
is.
stuff.
Yeah.
So anything that makes the Philippines look bad, they're gonna put it on you. They're gonna put it on you. So they're not gonna tolerate that, right?
So how do you pronounce that? His name.
Okay.
TNT.
TNT. We're gonna
TNT.
TNT is dynamite, right?
Okay.
TNT. So he said, "I'm sorry that Russian guy Vitaly effed everything up." Right. I mean, it only takes one bad apple to jack everything up for all of us, right? Just for being so stupid and ignorant. Now everybody's got to pay for his dumb ass.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, it really does suck, right?
Okay.
All right.
So
Morris said, "Hey, Slick Rick,
sorry.
have you caught any fish yet?" I can vouch for him. He did catch some fish, and he sent me pictures of his fish. Little ass fish, like this tiny, man. Come on, Slick Rick, catch a fish, catch a bass. No, I'm just playing. Now you caught a nice little bass. Caught a nice little bass out there. Okay.
All right. So
All right.
TNT said, super crazy. You guys do good work.
Thank you, TNT.
Thank you. I don't think it's going to affect your work in the least. Keep on doing great things, putting on beautiful content. We love you guys. Thank you so much, TNT.
We appreciate that. And I really don't think it's going to affect us too much, but it's just something we're just going to always have to be aware of. Conscious of what moving forward. For sure.
Yeah, but definitely we would still do outside videos. We just have to be conscious of the background.
Yeah. CP said, checking in. What's going on, CP? CP always just checks in, right? I like that. Right.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Hello, Stephen McCardle. It's been a while.
Long time.
Hello.
Long time, Stephen. What's up? What's up, brother, man? Hope you're doing good. It's been a long time. Every time, somebody comes back from, I don't want to say back from the dead, but comes back after a long time, I always wonder, you've been sick? How you been?
How are you?
Yeah, you doing okay? That's the question. Are you doing okay? All right. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get to the topic that I know Ching wants to talk about, and I'm sure a lot of people have comments about. What turns you off when it comes to dating out here in the Philippines, right? And Slick Rick, if you go and catch and release, take a picture before you release it, bro. All right. All right. Morris is calling in. We know Morris is always good for at least one call, and we appreciate it. Morris, what you got on this topic, bro?
Yes, the main thing is disrespect.
Okay. And
disrespect is got utmost disrespect for time, which I know you guys said is an issue, but disrespect personal space. I just can't tolerate disrespect.
Okay. I'm gonna give you a little pushback on the second one, right? The first one, I can tell you, Ching is smiling over here because we had some issues with the time, but I straightened that out pretty quick. But very early on, we had some issues about time and being on time, but we had to come to Jesus talk, and that went by the wayside. But about the second one that you had, as far as disrespect, what was the second one? Personal space. I'm gonna tell you something, bro. Something I learned from traveling in different countries around the world. In the West, we have a different idea of what personal space is, and I found that to be true in Europe. I found it to be true in Asia. Personal space is not the same as it is for us. And I don't think they mean disrespect. They just don't understand our culture.
Right. So in the Philippines, what will be, give me an example as far as what you're talking about.
I think, how like, people don't want to be, we have our invisible ring, especially if you're from the US, you know what I'm talking about. We have that invisible ring that we don't want anybody stepping inside that ring or talking to you close. They don't have that in Europe. I'm telling you, in Asia, it does not exist. And it's something I had to get used to because I'm living in their culture. And I'm like, hey, man, you all have been, but I had to get used to it because I'm in their culture, in their country, and that's just not how they get down. So I had to understand that and respect that. Ching, what you got?
I think it also has something to do, for example, Morris, on a public transport. Normally, it's really crowded in a public transport. So people don't really, mind the personal space or bubble. So if you are riding a public transport, be prepared that people will be like that.
Yeah, but we have public transport too, and ours is crowded too. I don't think that's what he's talking about because we understand that. But we're talking about we call it space invaders. People who talk to you this close in your face, or who are in. We've talked about this before between us. Yeah, and I just think their culture is different, bruh, and they just don't have that as part of their culture. They don't mean disrespect. They just don't know.
A lot of people don't understand.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm telling you, it's unique. I learned this. It's unique to the United States or or not even Western culture. It is unique to the U.S., bruh. Believe me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So so I hear you. I definitely hear you.
And my other one is trust.
Okay. Talk to me.
If I talking to someone and I just ask them a basic question, if you can't be honest with me about the little things, then I can't see, and I see that you haven't been telling me the truth about you in general, or your life in general, or things that's going on with you. Then how can we proceed any further?
Preach on, brother. Preach on. And look, you're gonna get that. I think you're gonna find that a lot here. People, I mean, I'm a big believer in this. Everybody tells little white lies. Everybody. Everybody. And they might be tiny, but everybody does it. But they take it to a whole new level out here. They really do. And I think, I really think that that's part of the vetting process. Is you really have to check out who you're messing with, who you're talking to, and see what she's about. Because a lot, and even I'm gonna tell you, even some of the ones that are not what we would consider low-hanging fruit, a lot of them are the same. They will tell some white lies or some little lies about dumb stuff because of face. Because face is such a big deal to them that they'll lie about things because they're so worried about how other people look at them.
Yes. I concur.
Okay.
So it's a thing, and it's not just here in the Philippines. I can tell you, it happens in China for sure. It happens it happens in Japan. It happens in Korea. I just from my experience, when I was in China, people would say, you know how okay, that's kind of, I won't say it, but how you know when some people are lying is when they open their mouth, is because the perception was that they would lie about so many different things just for face, because face is more important than telling the truth. It is what it is. It's hard for us to understand.
Yeah, I remember you saying that a lot.
Yeah.
I remember you saying that a lot on your channel about, faces very important.
It's a big deal.
I didn't think they would go to those type of measures,
Yeah, bro. It's a big, and it's so tough because we don't really think that way. It's not a big deal because in our culture, we focus on accountability and results. Out here, face is everything, bro. Face is everything out here. And it's funny because most of the people are underprivileged and impoverished, and you wonder, like, what are you trying to say face for, right? But it is what it is. That's the culture. That is the culture. Yeah. But I'm with you. I'm with you. I absolutely hear you. Hey, as always, we appreciate you calling in. We're gonna get to some of these other callers. We love you, Brian. We appreciate
Thank you so much, Morris.
All right, guys. Have a blessed one.
All right, thanks, brother.
You.
Bye.
All right.
Okay,
so let's back up a little with the comments that we have here. So
Stephen
McCardle
said he lost his way. He's fine though. Yeah.
Okay.
He lost his way. Yeah. No, we're okay with that. All right.
At least you found your way back.
Exactly. Right?
All right. So Jeff Goldburn agrees with Morris.
Preach on, brother.
Yeah. Hello, Sass.
What's going on, Sass?
It's been a while also since you last joined us. And Amawat said, in the Philippines, 20 family members who sleep in the same room and share one CR, even upper class families. So space is zero in the Philippines. I agree.
They just don't have, and it's not just the Philippines. I want to stress that because I experienced the same thing in Russia. When I was in Russia, they no sense of space, nothing.
Really?
Yeah, nothing. I mean, when I was in all over Europe, when the places, I think I've only been to like 5 countries in Europe, but same thing. It's not just here. I'm serious when I say that. I'll just tell you the truth. It's not just here. It's in a whole bunch of places. It is unique. That space thing is unique to America. And if anybody has a different take on that, let me know. Call us in or drop your comments. Okay?
Yes, definitely. Okay. So, Rusty Dreams. Hello, thank you for joining us. Every time I went to SM Mall Bowling Alley, they would sit in my lane chair.
Like, for real, like, there's all these chairs around here. And
Yeah.
you're gonna sit in my MF chair, right?
Yeah, like for example, we're in the jeepney. We're sitting on this side, and the other side is so
Right.
free.
And they're gonna sit
And they
right
would-
next to me.
yeah,
Yeah, there's 20 chairs on the other side. You gotta sit right next to me. Like,
I
for real?
know, right?
I look that good today? Like, come on,
You
man.
smell good.
Yeah, it ain't that. Yeah, it ain't that serious, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I hear you. I definitely hear you, right?
Hello, Mr. J Biz. Thank you for
What's up,
joining
J Biz?
us. Mm-hmm. And yeah, okay.
Okay, so we caught up. What else turns you off when it comes to dating in the Philippines? What
Yeah,
else turns
so-
you off?
So before we ask the audience again, what turns you off when dating here in the Philippines? When you experience dating?
You know what? I'm gonna hit you with the same question. I'm gonna hit you with the question. You answer the question for me, because you know I figure you know me better than anybody else does. What's the biggest turnoff for me?
Number one is just like what Morris said, the one that disrespects your time, because time is money and money is time.
Okay,
So and time is the most valuable commodity that you have.
preach, girl, preach. Right? Somebody
So-
knows me. Somebody knows me. But what's the other thing?
The other thing is, can I say it? Asking you for money and
Oh, okay. No, that's not. Nah. No, nobody
don't
really
have-
asks me for money. Nobody-
I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a job, that's an instant turn. If you don't have a job,
Yeah.
that's an instant turn
yeah.
off for you.
Gotta have a job,
uh-huh.
right? You gotta
be-
have a. I
yeah.
ain't gonna sing, right? I was gonna sing. You gotta have a job.
You have to be fit,
You gotta be fit,
yeah,
feminine, friendly. But here's the other thing: lack of accountability, bro. That my number one turnoff would be people who are not accountable for their actions, whether good, bad, or indifferent. Just be accountable for what you did, what you said, and stand on it. Stand on it. If you believe in what you said or what you did, stand on it. And if you don't, then be willing to say, you know what, my bad, dude. But I'm telling you again, that face thing comes into play here, and people will stand on the dumbest shit. I'm telling you right now, you will find people will say and do some stuff, and you'll be like, what? And they'll always try to blame somebody else. They'll always blame somebody else for what they did, what they said. They'll never stand on what they. That makes me crazy. That would be those would be my things.
Okay,
Okay.
so Amawat said here, Cheng. Okay. Cheng, what turns me off? Pinays eating and snacking and pushing 3 to 4 spoons into mouth without chewing and or swallowing. Cheng, please explain this. Why in the West 1/4? You know what, Amawat? That's my pet peeve. You know, someone, or that turns me off, especially when
Mhm.
you're in front of me and we're eating, and then your food are flying out.
Yeah,
dude.
man. I've seen it a few
No,
times.
And then I hate the sound of smacking the lips when eating. It pisses me off.
Yeah.
Sorry, but you know, I think it has something to do with, you know, a lot of people are in survival mode and they're starving. Lack of manners, also sometimes lack of manners. You know,
They're not focused on their eating. You really don't see that.
what is it? I also have another. I know where
How
it
do
is.
you do that, dude? I don't think people are focused on their eating manners. They're just trying to eat, right?
Yeah.
They're just trying to eat and get it all in, and people just don't really. I hear you though. I
Yeah,
really
but
hear you.
it's really, yeah, it's really inappropriate, especially when they chew with their mouths open.
Nobody's eating at the president's house.
I
so,
know,
mean,
but at least be
yeah.
courteous with the
I hear you.
person. you're
I
with.
hear you. I don't disagree.
I know that the food is so good and so delicious, but yeah.
Yeah.
So CP said it only bother people when they don't expect you to lie. We got friends who lie to us all day here in America and we laugh. It only bothers us if we care for them.
You know, that's a good point.
Good point.
That's a really good point.
Mhm.
That's something to chew on, actually, CP.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay. You know, I think the point is you make that if it's somebody you care about, that's when it hurts a little bit,
Yeah.
because you expect them to be truthful and honest, and you expect to be able to trust them. But isn't that the whole point? Is that it hurts because you care about that
them.
person,
Exactly. Good
right?
point.
But
CP.
I like that.
Mhm.
I'm with you. I'm with you on that. Okay.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
right?
yeah. So Mr. J. Biz said, not sure if this was asked. Cheng, before Rich, how many foreigners have you dated? Were they good or bad experiences? Okay.
I already know the answer. So yeah.
Yeah. So, is online dating included?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. If online dating is not included, then Rich is the only guy I've dated. I tried to meet up with someone, but right off the bat, canceled because there are signs that luckily you taught me that this should be. We were talking already during that time, and
Mhm.
I happened to meet with one of the
What? You never told me. No, I'm just playing. I'm
I
just
told
playing,
you
yeah.
that.
I'm just
And then he told me some tips and tricks. You watch out for yourself, and this is the red flags that you need to check out for. And yeah, it's Rich, the only foreigner. So far, I have good experiences. You can't avoid conflict, but of course, definitely, I look at it as a good experience overall.
okay, cool. All right, so Apollo
The
said,
sun god. Oh, it's been a while. I've
all right,
seen his name.
Apollo the sun
Sun
god
god.
said, I was on a date with a branch manager of a
On the
bank.
Mhm.
She literally looked me up on LinkedIn and asked me how long I've held this position. Wow.
Wow.
Right. So she, you know what was important for her, right? It
Yeah.
was the money was
I
very
know.
important for her, right? Okay,
And she's a bank manager, so she knows finances.
exactly. Right. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, could be a good thing, right? I mean,
Could
you
be a
just know
good thing.
you just know money is very important for her, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So our Philippine journey. Hello.
OPJ, Mike. This
Hello,
is Mike from
Thank you.
OPJ.
Good
Mike, what's going
morning.
on? Hey, Mike. If you're up for Mike and up and Cam and up, I think it would be great to have you on, and we could jump back into that quick talk. I watched your live. I wasn't able to jump on when you were live, but if you want to jump in, Mike and Cam up, and we could talk about the new vlogging laws, and you could give us your take on it as well.
Yep.
Here, real quick, let me hit you with the, and I don't know how to do this, but let me
You
see
can
if I can
post
do
it
it.
in
Yeah.
the comment, honey, so he can
Okay,
click
comments.
on it.
All right.
Yes, po.
I'm gonna post it
Yeah.
right here, Mike. This is just for you. Boom, right there. Here's the comments. If you want to mic up and cam up and jump in and join us with that conversation. I know you're kind of up on what's going on, and if I'm correct, you talked to an attorney, a couple of sources, and so you have a good lowdown on it too.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So
All right.
let's back up a little. So
Okay. Let's see.
So there.
All right, right here.
So James Weatherspoon, hello, thank you for joining us. What up, Mr. Miss Rich? What's cracking? And what up, Slick Rick? Hello, and Mr. C.
Mr. C, what's going on, Mr. C?
Hello, Mr. C. Hello from California. How's everybody doing today?
Excellent, excellent. Right?
It's
Okay.
a little sunny right now, but there's 75 chance of rain later in the afternoon.
Right.
Okay. So,
all right. So the question that we're talking about right now, hopefully we can get Mike to cam up or mic up if he gets a chance. The question we're talking about right now is what turns you off when it comes to dating women in the Philippines? If you've dated women online, if you've dated women, especially face-to-face, what turns you off about dating here in the Philippines? What don't you like? Ching here says that everybody, she says everybody, and I was like, I don't know about everybody, is clean and
most,
and I'm like, I don't really know about that. I don't really know about it. I would say definitely most people are clean, but sweetie, I'm glad you take good care of yourself and you I'm glad you do those certain things, but I don't know about everybody.
Okay.
For sure.
All right. So before we move on to, I love my peace, and at the age I am now, I refuse to deal with tampo, period.
James, I'm with you, bro. The whole tampo thing, I just won't do it. I won't do it. And I met somebody before I met Cheng, and she tried the tampo thing on me. And I'm telling you, I'll get up. You will be left right where you're standing, and the relationship will be severed at that moment. You're not gonna do if you disrespect me in public like that. What are you gonna do when we're at home, when we're alone, right? I'm not dealing with it. I'm just not gonna deal with it. Period. I don't care what you look like. I don't care how much money you have. None of that matters to me because I've done better already. So you treat me good, I'm gonna treat you good. So I'm with that, James, for sure.
Okay.
Right?
So Amawat said, so Cheng, smacking will differentiate between an upper class Pinay and lower. To be honest,
I
I've
don't
seen.
think so.
I don't think so. I've seen like upper class people doing the same thing. I'm like, dude,
Yeah, I don't think
where's
it,
your
hey, okay, I gotta tell. I got a lot of Chinese stories. Look, when I lived in China, there were times when we would like calmly and coolly move away from. Remember, you told me the stories about your
classmate?
classmates, yeah, away from the people eating there because it was so difficult because they would chew with their mouth
I know,
open,
right?
with their mouth open, bruh, and it was they would chew with their mouth open, and it was hard to watch. And they would talk to you and chew with their mouth open, and it was hard to watch. And I've seen the same thing be done here. And
Mm.
I don't think it's I don't think it's separated by classes.
Yes, I agree.
Okay.
Mhm. But yeah, it depends on your manners, to be
Right.
honest.
Ron
So Ron
Hughes,
Hughes,
go ahead, go ahead.
hello. Hi, Rich and Cheng. It's hot in Atlanta.
What's up, Ron? What's going on, brother?
So Philip Brewer,
no,
I'm
sorry,
late
my
to the game. It's
That's
all
all right,
good.
Philip. That's all right, Philip. We still
Yeah.
we love you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I'm scrolling through all these comments trying to catch up, right?
I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so CP said when you're texting them and one day ask them how they are doing and they say not good, I say it's coming. 3, 2, 1. Money.
Exactly, right?
I know.
Exactly.
You know what's coming.
When I've same experience, bro. I'm if any time you say how you doing, and they
Let's
say,
do
oh,
reenactment.
Yeah. No.
Reenactment.
hey, how you doing?
Not really good.
Oh, okay. Look, that's how I respond.
That's when that's when
yeah.
they start pulling
Yeah,
your heart.
Yeah, I hope things get better.
Yeah.
I hope things get better. I gotta go.
Yeah,
Because
and
I
they
don't want to hear
start-
all that. Yeah.
They start guilt tripping you
Yeah.
with on that cue.
I don't have none of that. Right? Oh, hope
Oh.
things get better. Deuces.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out. Yeah. Yeah, but you're right, bro. You're absolutely right. It's
Hmm.
the money is coming. Look, it gets so bad. I've heard of people. I heard that there's a woman. One of our subscribers told me that there's a woman. First couple conversations, she asked him to buy her a refrigerator.
A what?
A fridge, yes, a fridge. Another subscriber told me that he talked to a girl. First conversation, she was sleeping on the floor, and she asked him to buy her a bed.
Wala.
Exactly, right.
What?
And then started guilt tripping him because he was like, "What? Huh?" And she's like, "Oh, I just wanted to see how much you cared about me."
Well,
Right,
as,
yeah,
if
like,
as if he owes you something.
Yeah, shoot, I care, but not that much. Not enough to buy your ass a bed. Yeah, anyway.
Anyway.
Okay,
so,
go ahead.
That's
Oh,
Rusty,
wait, hold on.
sorry,
Wait,
sorry.
we got to back up.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right. Sorry. Morris said, "Hi, Rich. If saving face is a big thing, then accountability will
Exactly.
be very difficult. So I also agree Tampo is not tolerated. Walking out."
I'm telling you, I will walk the F out in the moment. I don't care where we are. I don't care if we're in a different city. You will be left exactly where you are. You're not going to disrespect me because if I allow you to do it in that moment in public, you are absolutely going to do it again. You're going to do it at home, and you're going to keep doing it in other places. It won't be tolerated. And I'm not saying I'm all that. And someone used the term a high value man. I'm not saying none of that. I don't consider myself a high value man. I'm just saying this is what I want to be tolerated. I am a quality man.
I think it is your perception on what kind of man are you. If you look at yourself as a high value man, then you're a high value man.
I don't know about that. But I consider myself a quality man, and that means that I wouldn't tolerate the Tampo thing.
Gotcha.
Right? We got Mike. Mike here is in the house, and Mike is mic'd up and cammed up. And Mike, if we can get you on. Got us? Okay.
There you go. Can you hear me?
Perfect. Mike, so you guys, we're going to go back to Mike, can you turn your sound off in the background? I think you're
YouTube.
Yeah,
Are
we're
you
getting
doing-
feedback. We're getting a little feedback.
Hang on just a second. I think that's the echo. There we go. How's that?
Much better. Okay, perfect. And we're going to go back. We're going to kind of roll it back to our previous discussion about the new vlogging guidelines, and then we'll get back to what turns men off dating when dating in the Philippines. But Mike, what do you got for us? I know you did a lot of homework, and you talked about this in your last live. Talk to us, brother.
So, I got to preface this by saying, I'm not a lawyer. So instead, I went to the lawyers.
Exactly.
Okay. So I've engaged 2 law firms here, one very large law firm, one just a good old boy. And I asked them a lot of very specific questions. And quite frankly, from my last video, I got a lot more questions. And so I'm going to incorporate that into the second meeting. The second thing I need to say is I have to sign a NDA with the attorneys. I cannot release their written replies. I can talk about it, but I can't, because I wanted a legal opinion. So for your viewers, they need to understand, why did I want a legal opinion? And that differs from what we think of. Rich, you have your opinion. I have my opinion. All right. Jane has her opinion. Okay. A legal opinion is a statement of what an attorney will represent. They are obligated to represent or defend that opinion should you engage them. So that's why I wanted a legal opinion. Now, the next thing is it's very much that there are multiple components here. The bottom line is, it doesn't matter whether you're monetized or unmonetized.
Right.
All right. The language uses monetization in something that I've argued about for years, that receiving any compensation on YouTube, whether it's through PayPal, Buy Me a Coffee, Google Ads, that's monetization. And that is viewed in the Philippines as being a commercial enterprise.
Sure.
So that's so I wanted some clarification on that. I wanted clarification on the blurring out of faces and what it meant by vulnerable entities. All right. So
I think they're talking about kids. I think mostly they're specifically talking about kids and people who can't, and the impoverished, and making the Philippines look bad in that way. What do you think?
Sort of. Obviously, that's the brunt of it. It is, what is really defining is those that are not able to say, don't film me. Those that are not able to give permission to utilize my image, which brought up in another entirely different argument. But being on a live stream or being in public and videoing, if they don't know they're being videoed, they don't have the ability to say no. And if they don't have the ability to say no, that's considered vulnerable. The second thing is, and we're seeing this, we would not have seen this 15 years ago, 10 years ago even, where my image is personal private data.
Right.
But think about it like this. If I sit here just like this and you screen cap this, it's a perfect biometric face visual to get into my bank account, get into my cell phone, get into anything that needs a second view. And the Philippines, unlike many places, unlike the US currently, but like places in Europe, they consider your personal image private and personal data.
Right.
So now we're getting into another component. We get into an issue of people being aware. I think that there's a lot of things going on. I think one of the ways that the NPC, the National Privacy Council, is going to define whether your intent is or not, it automatically says, if it excludes or doesn't consider anything that's personal, all right, that is not a professional, that is not this, that is not that. Okay, it has these defining points, and it says, that's not public well, what, you know, it's not meant to be a I don't even know how to describe it just yet.
Mhm.
But the point is that if you upload that video and it's monetized or it's on a monetized platform, then it's a commercial product. And so it falls directly within their realm. And what I did not recognize, and Cheng may know more about this, the NPC has incredible, almost unlimited power when it comes to personal privacy and data. So, you know, we make this argument, you hear this argument all the time, freedom of speech. There's no right to privacy in public. Well, freedom of speech has exceptions. Can't yell fire in a crowded theater.
Exactly.
Being in public in the Philippines also has exceptions. Just because you're in public doesn't make you fair game. So there are a lot of components, and I'm not going to say a whole lot other than I'm not an attorney. I suggest you get your own attorney. I suggest that, hang on just a second.
Okay. So while Mike's taking care of that, I was going to ask about I think it's really important. There you go. So I think it's really important to understand the legislative intent. Obviously, in law, we always talk about what's the legislative intent, what's the law intended to do. They create laws. What's the intention of this law? And I think the biggest thing is to protect the citizens and the people and the integrity of the Philippines. I don't think it's to come down hard on the vloggers. I think they don't want another Vitaly incident ever happening again. This served as a kind of a warning for them to never allow this to happen again. So I don't think so what we got Mike back on here. Okay, Mike, so here's what I wanted to ask you. What do you in law we always talk about the legislative intent. And so I want to ask you, what do you think the overall legislative intent of these guidelines? It's not an actual law, but of these guidelines that should be treated like laws regardless. What do you think the legislative intent is?
Well, that's really, you know what? That was actually one of my questions. And the attorney explained it to me really simple. She said, "You're full of shit, Mike." All right. What she said was, first off, this is nothing more than a almost an addendum to the Privacy Act. And the Privacy Act is a law that was approved in Congress. And the MPC has the ability to adjust these things. So what was the MPC after from a legislative point of view? I think what it really is that it wants to be able to guard the privacy of individuals. And at the same time, I think that this entire Vitaly situation has set them on edge. It has.
That's what I said. I think overall, they're not going to tolerate. I think they didn't necessarily have things in place before Vitaly, but now they're saying, "Hey, we're not going to tolerate this ever again. We're not going to have somebody come over here vlogging and making us look like fools or humiliating us or anything like that. It's just never going to happen again, and we're going to make sure of it."
Yeah, and I think what's really interesting is, you know, they very specifically are talking about, you know, they had an entire section. I think you've probably already read the circular. They have an entire section dedicated to vloggers, right? They have an entire section, handheld, body worn, whatever.
Every kind of device you can think of. Yes.
Right. So, I mean, where is it going to end up? I'm not exactly sure. How is it gonna go from point to point? I don't really know. I know that I have the ability to go in public. I have the ability to video everybody, and I have the ability in edit to make a couple of clicks and it'll automatically blur everybody And every face that it identifies, it shows me a thumbnail, and I click on that thumbnail and it'll unblur them. All right. So the technology exists. Where the technology doesn't exist is in a live stream. A live stream, you can't do a damn thing about.
Right.
All right.
So don't live stream. So probably live streaming out in public is not such a good idea anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I think you can live stream in public, but pointing at the street, like one of my questions was, look, if I'm in a restaurant and there's a window and I'm beside the window and I'm doing a video, a talking head video, and you can see the people outside.
Right.
What happens? And the attorney said, then point the camera elsewhere. You have the ability to not include them.
Right.
All right.
Exactly.
You know, I mean, the attorney, without going into a lot of detail yet, because I want to save it for my video, right?
Appreciate that.
Without going into a lot of detail, it's a much bigger deal than I think a lot of people recognize right now. I think it's going to be used as a tool by trolls. I think the trolls are going to use it to file complaints.
I think so too. And that bothers me a lot, is that they're gonna start pushing or turning people's video or people's channels in to the authorities and saying, look, they did this, or look, they said that, and then the finger, you have a huge target on your channel, and that kind of sucks. And I agree with you. I definitely agree with you.
Yeah, and then
what are we gonna do?
one more thing, the biggest question, the most repeated question that I got in my comment stream, well, what about stuff that I filmed 3 years ago? What about stuff I filmed beforehand? And, you know, just let your viewers know, the circular clearly states it's not retroactive.
Right.
So
that
stuff is fine. It's just not retroactive. Now,
right.
And then,
Mike,
I got to add one more thing. One more thing.
Please do.
Thailand was awesome. Thailand, we had a wonderful family vacation in Thailand. I don't even want to know how much I spent. I haven't even looked. But it was worth every penny of it.
You only live once, brother.
All right. But I got to tell you, so the elephants, and this is, I might even release this video. The elephants, you know, you can give them, you know, a 20 baht, 50 baht, 100 baht note, and they snatch it and take it and bow for their tip and everything. Those elephants are smart. They know the difference. I had a 20 baht note in my right hand. I had my money clip in my left hand. He didn't want that 20 baht note. He kept wanting. He wouldn't even take the 20 baht note. All he was taking was the wanted was my money clip. And I was like, holy shit, you're too big to argue with.
Right. They train them well. They do. I'm glad you had a good time with your daughter.
Okay. You guys have a great day. I hope you wish you both well, and I hope all your viewers are doing great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
And for you guys that don't know Mike, this is Mike from Our Philippines Journey. Check out his channel. He got great content. I've been following him for a long time and always sometimes jump in on his live stream, at least in the comments. And I really appreciate you, Mike. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mike. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right, take care.
All right. That was
so good. Yeah, good intel. And yeah, again, I think we're really going to have to be careful about what we do and how we do it moving forward. Yeah, without a doubt.
Yes.
Okay, so now we'll move back into the comments, and let's see. Where were we? We're talking about major turnoffs when it comes to dating in the Philippines. I should have asked Mike. Now Mike has Arlene, but I should have asked him what his turnoffs were before they met or whatever.
Okay.
But okay.
So Rusty Dream said a major turnoff is their friends trying to get money or food from me.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. I don't even understand. But I think the good thing about that is you know exactly how they see you.
Yeah,
You know
because
exactly how they see you.
tell me who your friends are and I'll tell you who you are.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So if she hangs around with those kind of people extracting money from you, then maybe she's
Right.
on the same
Exactly.
talk.
Right.
So Amawat said, will it hurt face if you try to correct things that turn you off? I don't think so.
I think it depends on how you do it, though.
Mhm.
I think it depends on. I mean, you don't want to embarrass her or embarrass her in public or something
Yeah.
like that. There's sometimes when I might,
Yeah.
something like that to Ching to correct something that she said. And it depends on is it important, in the moment or whatever.
Mhm.
But I think it depends on how you do it. But
Uh-huh.
but face is a big deal, bro. It's a
So
big deal.
if you don't feel the need to correct her right then and there, maybe you can correct her later when you go
Yeah.
back in
Yeah.
private.
It depends on the moment.
Mhm.
Is it a big deal? Is it important in that moment? Right?
Yep.
Okay.
So everyone, according to Slick Rick, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and the notification button. Thank you for looking out.
Okay.
All right. So Stephen McCardle said, great point. Thank you. And Mr. J. Biss said, hey, Rich, since you are well traveled, what country has the most beautiful women in your opinion?
I'll tell you the country, but I've never been there. I gotta say Eritrea or Ethiopia. That's just me.
Mhm.
I've never been to either one, but I've seen too many pictures of the women there, and they are stunning.
Stunning
Yes.
is the
Yeah.
adjective.
I would say that. I guess it depends on your taste, bro. I'll be honest. The Chinese women, if you like fit, feminine, and friendly, if you like fit and feminine, let's just say, the Chinese women are gonna be right there because I mean they're always thin, and they're you would be surprised at how voluptuous a lot of Chinese women are. I'm just saying. I'm not trying to disrespect you.
Yeah.
I'm just
I
answering
got
this
you.
question, right? You would be very surprised. That's all I would say. But Eritrea and Ethiopia, but hands down by far. And and Central America, the Colombian women are also very, very beautiful.
Latinas.
Yeah, the Latino women are very, very beautiful.
I also
as well.
find them beautiful as well.
Okay.
Okay, so Stephen McCardle said it's all the deceit that comes so often with long distance relationships.
Right. That's why the vetting is important. I mean,
Mm.
I know we pound it. I know we hammer it all the time. Vet carefully, vet carefully. But there's a reason for it. I mean, seriously, if you can you guys imagine how many stories subscribers hit me up with on WhatsApp or tell me about on Facebook, a Messenger. I hear all the stories. We chop it up offline. I hear all the stories. So it's crazy. And
I
that's
know.
why I always talk about vetting. You have to vet because there are so many bad ones. There's a lot of good ones too, but there's a lot of bad ones. And you're gonna have to get through those bad ones to get to some good ones.
A good tip if you are in a long distance relationship, if she still hangs with you or still clings on you, still stays with you without you giving any kind of money, whether it's load, whether it's gift, anything. If she sticks with you, then maybe that's one thing you could consider because you haven't given anything at all. So when I say anything, that includes not financial.
You know what? I think we said this in our other video the other day. Look, I'm just gonna piggyback off what you said. If I take her out on a date and we have a good time, that's great. That's phenomenal. We have a good time. I pay for the date, and then we go out again, and I pay for the date. That's all cool. But I'm telling you, if we get to date 3 and she ain't offered to buy me coffee, she ain't offered to buy me dessert or something, there's never gonna be another date. She's got. If you don't demand that she invests in the relationship, she has to put something in too. Not just the coochie. She's got to put something in too. Invest in her time, right? Come over and cook for me. Come over and buy me something. Buy me my favorite something. Buy me, what's my favorite candy bar? You know it. That's right. That's right. That's because right? So buy me my favorite something. How much does Safari bar cost? 31 pesos, right? You can't spend 31 pesos on me.
And you can just ask, whenever you go to the store, do you need anything?
Do you need something? Do you want something? Yeah. she has to. That's my criteria. She's got to invest in the relationship. It's not just about what I can do for her. It's about what she can do for me too. And if she's not doing nothing for me, she's got to go.
Hello, Jesse Moore. Thank you so much for joining us. What's happening, Rich Chang and Slick?
What's
Rick?
up? What's
Thank
going on,
you.
Jesse? Jesse.
All right. So we have Borchert.
Monty Borchert.
Monty Borchert. Thank you so much.
This is
Borchert.
like a choo-choo train.
Okay, Borchert.
There you go.
Borchert. Thank you. I watched the video that you were in a restaurant and you blurred out the people behind you, which is a good idea. Actually, to be honest, I haven't read
It was by accident.
It was.
Yeah, it was
I just thought of it like I think I need to blur this out because she was there the whole time we were filming. So I think, and she, she was aware that we're filming.
Right. And that's the thing. It's people are aware that you're filming and they walk behind you, especially if you're sitting down and you might be filming something with somebody in public and they see that you're filming. People, a lot of times people want to get in the video. They're, hey, hi, or
they
whatever.
Try their best
They're trying to get in the
frame.
video. So I really think that the legislative intent is really important when it comes to these guidelines and laws. And that is to make sure that no vloggers come in and and disrespects the people of the Philippines.
I think that's the point.
I think that's the biggest point possible. And if you do, but I agree with Mike's point too, that there's going to be a lot of haters out there, a lot of people that are going to do some stuff. And I hope I'm wrong, but I hope we're both wrong. But it is what it is. Okay. All right.
Yeah. So Stephen McCardle said you correct your partner in private.
I think so too. I think so too. I mean, unless it's a big thing that maybe she made a big mistake or some kind of verbal mistake in a conversation, but you still don't bust her out or nothing like that. That might be one of those, whisper or something like that. Yeah. Right. Okay.
Stephen McCardle said, a ref, can you
brother, she asked for a refrigerator. She said and I'm a quote. I'm not saying nobody's names or nothing like that, but I'm a quote him. He said she told him that she was tired of going back and forth to the supermarket. So could he please buy her a refrigerator? That's what she said.
This is the part where I'm going to say my favorite
word. You must be crazy.
You know my favorite word?
I know what you're gonna say. I know exactly.
The audacity.
Right? Yeah. She said, I'm so tired, so tired of going back and forth to the supermarket. Can you buy me a refrigerator so I don't have to do that? Yeah, come on, man.
Some Filipinos some Filipinos are the bad ones are ruining it for the good ones.
But again, is it bad? She's showing you who she is. She's showing you what she's about.
At least she did you a favor.
Yeah, she's saving you a lot of time.
Yeah. So official EJ Way, thank you for joining us. YouTubers, some are ruining Thailand and Philippines with putting their cameras in strangers' faces.
Clicks and views. I mean, we all want to expand our channel. We want our channel to grow. But clicks and views ain't that serious, bro. I mean, it ain't that serious. I think people like the shock value of and I'm like, come on, man, really? So you're gonna embarrass people, or you're gonna do that to people just for click? It's not that serious to me. It's never gonna be that serious.
I think what we pointed out, we were talking yesterday about, if you have good content or quality content, people will
come to your channel.
Yeah.
If you have quality content, people will come to your channel. And if you don't, people will leave and go somewhere else. I mean, I think we've been on so many channels. We can name so many channels where the content, you're like, huh? But you look and you can understand why people aren't watching their channels, right? Because their content is maybe less than desirable for a lot of the people out there.
Yeah.
And I mean, we do our best. It might not, our channel may not be for everybody either, but we just do our best. We try to put out content that's going to be funny, that's going to be interesting and informative. Yeah, a little informative and entertaining too. Right?
So CP said, sorry.
Hold on, yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. So everyone, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and the notification button.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel. Please do.
All right. So CP said, I think people said, we're not making any money, so why am I on camera? I didn't get paid, but they did.
Exactly. Exactly, right? Right. D Web said The elephant must have been a female. Must have been a woman. Yeah, exactly. Because they know, right? They know.
Females
Right?
know.
D-Web, welcome to the channel, dude.
Hello,
Welcome to our
D-Web.
live stream. We appreciate you
Thank you.
jumping in and commenting. Don't make it
Mhm.
be the last time, right?
Yep. So Nat said, great discussion with Mike on this blogger law topic.
Yeah, Mike is always up on what's going on in the Philippines,
Mhm.
and I always appreciate that. So I always jump into his channel and follow his channel because the man is very knowledgeable. He's been around for a while. His partner is also a Filipina, so he really keeps up on what's happening in the Philippines.
For
right?
sure. Yeah. Check
Right.
his channel out.
For sure. For sure.
Yeah. So, OPJ said,
Mike said. Okay.
Mike said, honestly, my wife is perfect so far after 10 years.
Yeah.
Please watch.
Right, you said the right thing. Right, you said the right thing.
You
She's
better.
perfect. Yeah, she is perfect, man. She don't do nothing wrong. Yeah, everything is great, right?
All right. Thank you
Yeah.
so much, Mike,
Thanks,
for
Mike.
joining
We
us.
appreciate you, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, Stooges.
Stooges,
Hello
1938. Yeah.
from America.
What's going on,
Hello.
Stooges? Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. So Lucas here, Frank Ellis. Hello.
What's up, Frank?
Don't forget the lot of Filipinos play the long game.
Look, you guys, if you have experiences, share your experiences with us. Let us know. I mean, what happened to you? What did somebody do here? Maybe dating online or when you came here that just absolutely turned you off.
Yeah.
What happened with you? I'm gonna just tell this story. I'm gonna tell this story.
Okay. Sure.
And again, not mentioning names because this person might be watching. This certain person farted. This woman literally farted, and kept farting, and she thought it was funny. And this was like on, I don't know, first couple times we met, and she was farting, and she thought it
This
was
happened to you?
This happened to me. She thought it was funny. It wasn't funny to me. It wasn't funny at all to me. I didn't think. I mean, I'm vetting. I'm talking to somebody, and you're farting. It wasn't cool to me, right? I mean, if once we get to even how many times you farted around me?
None.
Exactly. How many times how long we known each other?
More than 2
Exactly.
years.
I'm looking for somebody who's fit, feminine, and friendly. And if you're farting, you're thinking it's funny. You're a grown woman, right? I mean, I get if it's an accident, but if you're doing it and you keep doing it, how's that funny? Anyway, but that was my experience, and it was not cool for me.
I mean, that's where it's a double, that men are men. I think it's
Fit,
feminine.
feminine,
Yeah.
right?
So I think it would be appropriate if you go somewhere.
Yeah, whatever you got to do. But look, not on the first or second or the first few dates, right?
Mhm.
That's just no. Come on, man. Come on. Yeah.
Especially when you're trying to you step your best foot forward when you're
Exactly.
meeting someone. Why
Exactly.
would you do that?
Isaac, what's going on,
Hello,
brother?
Isaac.
What's happening, my man? Okay.
So, Tracy Laurent, is that right? Every time after meal, soon as the check came, she would pick it up, look at it, but quickly threw it back my way. I was really turned off just the way she did.
Wow. I mean,
She was just
look,
checking.
checking for what? If you ain't paying, then what do you care what the check is?
Mm.
Yeah, that you know what that would.
Is
I
it
think
a
that would
turn-off for you?
that would irritate me. Because what do you need to know? If you're coming out the pocket, then grab the check and have a look.
Yeah.
But what do you need to know? How much?
Mm.
Why do you need? I mean, here, let me defend her.
Mm.
Maybe she was checking to make sure that the check was right.
Okay.
Maybe she was checking to make sure that she was itemizing and making sure that nothing extra was on there. I guess I'm just trying to defend her. But on your side, Tracy, I'm telling you, that would kind of peeve me a little bit too. Like if you're not paying, then don't worry about how much it is, right?
Like for example, I have a question for you. Like if, for example, I did that, like I look at the check, but I have to whisper, I'll give you the money later when we're at home, or
What's the question?
the question is, would it turn you off if someone would just, take out money and then just chip in right then and there?
Yeah,
Everybody will see.
yeah. I mean, there's a such thing as social grace. There really is a such thing as social grace. And let's say she wanted to go Dutch or AA, as they say in China. You don't have to do that in front of everybody, right?
Mhm.
We can handle all that later. We can handle that whatever if that's what she wants to do, but you don't need to embarrass them, not like that. And hopefully you guys have talked about it beforehand before the check even comes. So it's nothing you need to worry about. So
Mm.
I think, or give it to them under the table.
Okay.
You know, I mean, have some social grace.
Mhm.
Have some social grace. I
At
think.
least
Yeah.
give, you give the power. Is that the power? You give it to the man and then just deal with it later. You can Gcash or anything
Yeah,
like that.
have some social grace.
Got
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Mhm. So good morning, my friends. I hope that you are both happy and well.
We're doing
Thank
good.
you.
We're doing real good, Isaac. I appreciate that.
Actually, we have to have some good night of rest because tomorrow we'll
Yeah,
be
we got
doing our
next
Spartan,
Spartan
race.
Yeah, that 10K is supposed to be no joke. All right. Okay. All
I'm
right.
excited.
Yeah, I am
Yeah.
too. All right.
Frank Quotes said, quote,
Coats.
yeah,
Just like Troy.
Frank Coates
Yeah.
said, hello from help.
Okay, thank you. Frank Coates said, hello from Albuquerque, New Mexico. What's going on? What's going on, Frank? We appreciate you jumping in. Always appreciate your comments, brother.
Thank you.
And you guys, real quick, make sure you know that you can always call in anytime, jump in anytime. Here's the number. Add a +1 if you're outside the United States. 415-490-8030.
Call us in
For
and
sure,
give us
for
your
sure.
take.
All right.
Okay. So, there you
on.
go.
All right, we are right here.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay. So
A question for you from CP. If you come there single, I'm going to be looking for a good woman. But in the meantime, I may take care of my sweet tooth. And where are the darker tan women?
everywhere. Everywhere. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Go outside of the big city. Go outside of the big city. Something I found out. I mean, yeah, go out to the province. Go out where the beaches are and all that stuff.
There's darker women.
There's
near
darker
the
women,
beach.
and I gotta be real. There's cuter women. I do like the darker skin. So I just think that the women are cuter. And outside of the big city, I just really do think that a lot of the women are more fit and feminine and friendly. I really believe that. They might be a lot more naive. They might not be willing to do certain things, or because a lot of stuff's going to be new to them. So the shocker might not be something you want to try right away. But but they're going to be fit, feminine, and friendly. So
yeah,
good question, CP. All right.
All right. So Isaac said, I came to the Philippines and found me a unicorn.
You did indeed. You did indeed, because the woman you have is already taken care of, right? She was already good to go when you found her. So you definitely did. She's a very nice woman, by the way.
Okay. Flaws, hello. Thank you for joining us on our live stream. Are Filipino women willing to be completely submissive to an attractive man who treats her right, but has a very clear boundaries and expectation? I don't know about completely submissive.
Nah, Flaws. Those days, I mean, maybe in the province. Maybe. I don't think so, bro. I don't think so. The whole submissive thing, I don't know. What you got? Yeah. I mean, cooperative, agreeable, yeah. But submissive, nah. People have their own minds these days, bro. They have their own minds. You want to get a woman who's willing to get on your program, but they have their own minds and they do their own things. And I don't know about the submissive thing, bro. I don't know about that.
OB1 said, I brought a Filipina back to the US, and she changed right after she got her citizenship. The long game sucked.
But okay, OB1, I want to ask you a question. And please keep an open mind, be objective on this if you will. And this is for not just for me, but for everybody here. Did you see signs before you brought her back? In hindsight, when you look back now, did you see some signs that maybe things were going to change once she got? What did she always talk about the money? Did she always talk about coming to your country? Did you see the signs? And that's all I want to ask you. Not an accusation. Please don't take it that way. This is way more for all the other people here, so they can hear and learn from us and learn from your experience too.
Yeah, so it's like a reflection for all of us.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay.
So CP, while you're at it, OB1, CP said that refrigerator was going to be the AC
Oh,
too.
for sure. Just leave the doors open. Yeah, just open
And
the
then next
door,
thing
yeah.
you know, she'll ask for
Right. The AC,
pay-
yeah.
no payment for
Oh, yeah, yeah,
electricity.
Oh, my electric bill's higher now, right? My electric bill's higher now. I need, yeah, can you pay that too? Come on,
Yeah.
anyway.
So,
Right.
again, call in 415-490-8030.
There's a number right there. Okay.
For sure.
All right.
And
then
yeah, Frank Ellie said she kept farting. That's not cool for a woman.
not okay.
That's
It's not
wild.
okay. All right, let's take this call. And here we go. All right, Richie Rich and Ching on the line. Who's calling?
Hey, what's going on? This is Obi-Wan. I didn't feel like typing that much.
Hey, we're with that, Obi-Wan. Look, do us a favor, turn your sound down in the background if you will,
The
please.
YouTube volume, please. Thank you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Better?
Yeah, that perfect. What you got on this, man?
Okay, well, I first came to the Philippines. I was in Cebu, and I came there in 2014 to 2016. So I met her online, and then came to the Philippines to actually meet her. You know, everything was good. Everything was perfect, you could say. So, you know, we had no problems. We didn't argue or fight, and we still didn't through the whole 10 years, I guess. But
10 years.
I didn't, you know, when one of the things she said she wanted to do when she came to America was get a job so she could support her family, herself, and all that. And I was like, okay, sounds great. So, you know, when she got there, she didn't. You know, she didn't support him like she said she was going to. So I kind of wondered, but it wasn't that big a deal at the time. So maybe about 5 years into it, she got a job at a casino as a dealer, you know. So she started meeting, you know, I don't like casinos, but, you know, she met some friends. I was like, no, baby, those aren't friends. We call those work friends.
Right.
Not many people in America are your real friend. So, you know, I don't know. She met, you know, you're only as good as your friends.
Exactly.
So she started acting different. And then one day, I guess we were together, I guess it was a total of 9 years or so. She said she had to stay after work or something for some extra training, like to learn a new card game. And I'm like, okay, sweetie, you know, whatever, just call me when you get done. So it was about midnight. So I sat up on the edge of the bed, like, I can't believe I'm gonna have to get up and go down here and bust you. So I wasn't sitting out in the parking lot like 15 minutes. And here she comes pulling up, hopping out of some dude's car, right? One of the dealers.
Right.
So, you know, I end up leaving. You know, she tried to like duck down in the car like I didn't see her. So I went straight back home. And at this point, she technically didn't cheat, but she was hollering, which is the same thing,
right,
in my opinion. So then I just called her mom back in the Philippines because I know it's the one thing you ain't supposed to be doing. And I was like, oh, guess what your daughter just did? You know, so obviously it upset the family. And, you know, we got divorced at that point. So when I saw somebody typing about the long game, I was like, I think that's what happened to me. But I think she kind of changed after she got here and kind of got affected by some of the American stuff
for sure. It's gonna happen. It's definitely gonna happen. But let me ask you again. Did she show you any signs before she got to the US? Any signs that there was something amiss?
No, I think about it all, you know, over and over. And the main thing I come back is she kind of changed. Like the one time I guess it would set off a bell or an alarm was the day she got her citizenship. So the day she finally got her citizenship was after 5 or 6 years. And she was like, I'm calling in to work tomorrow, and just kind of fell back on the bed and laughed. You know, and I was like, wow, that's funny.
Right.
You know, like a lazy American already. So after that, it kind of seemed like it kind of got different. You know? So, but we still never argued. And, you know, there's nobody cheating, nothing. She just
had a plan.
Changed into some of them slimy people she was hanging around with. So, yep. And 3 months after the divorce, dude smacked her. So I guess she came back to her senses after that. You know, her mom was telling me that, and I'm like, wow.
Right.
You know, so I guess she thought some dude was gonna treat her right, and she
thought she was gonna do better.
On herself.
She thought she was gonna get an upgrade, and she got a downgrade, right? But look, it is what it is. And Obi-Wan, I appreciate you calling in, because not just for calling into our show, but for sharing with the other cats here, so that people can hear other experiences and they can kind of know what to look for. It really makes a difference, and we really appreciate you. We really appreciate you, bro.
All right, you two keep it up. I love watching your show.
All right, thanks a lot, man. All right, take care.
All right, take care.
All right. You know, we keep saying that most of the time, before you even bring the Filipina or your partner to back home to the your home country, they normally show signs
There's
or
some
red
signs.
flags.
Yeah.
But it sometimes happen that they really play the long game. They have a plan. They have an intention of just like what he said.
Yeah.
For a few years, she
Yeah.
never argued,
No nothing.
no
No
nothing,
nothing, yeah.
and then right after she got her citizenship, that's when.
That's too bad. So I mean,
that sucks.
that's too bad. I
Sorry
hate to hear
that.
anybody go through something like
I
that.
know.
But it's a good lesson learned for all of us. And it sounds like he vetted.
Yes.
Carefully and all of that. But I guess it's not foolproof. It's not foolproof. So definitely got to keep vetting and
it's also a lot of times a Filipina gets or a woman gets influenced with the people around her.
No question. I don't care who you are or how smart you are or whatever. You're gonna get influenced by the American culture. It's gonna change you some, but hopefully you have a solid core and it's not gonna change who you are overall. And that's the hope, I think. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's go ahead.
All right.
And before we do this, let's real quick. Let's acknowledge these super chats and what's the other one? Super chat.
Super chat and super stickers,
right?
Yes.
Sass and the Puss. Thanks for the super chat, brother. Congratulations.
in the Philippines and US, I think that.
In the Philippines.
SAS in the PI and US.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
I'm scared that you're going to say something.
No, I thought that's what it really said. But
Okay.
thanks for correcting me. I appreciate
That's all
that, right?
good. Sorry.
Congrats on surpassing 10K subscribers. Thank you for
so
that.
much.
We really appreciate that. Right?
And we wouldn't be where we are right now without all of
Could
your
not
help.
do it. Could
Yes.
not do it without you guys. We really appreciate all you guys.
Thank you so
your help,
much.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
And we have Naps here. Thank you so much. Great live stream today. Very informative and interesting. Thank you so
Naps.
much.
We appreciate
Naps.
you.
And we have here Zuki.
Izuki. Oh no, that's at Zuki, huh? I need some glasses. Huh? Yeah.
Zuki, as a tourist, I keep a small unseen live camera on when out in the public for protection. It's easier to prove the evidence if something happens. But
Right.
but you have to keep it to yourself though. You can.
Yeah, you have to keep it to yourself. And Izuki, I'm gonna tell you something, bro. I'm gonna tell you something. No matter what's on that camera, I promise you, if it's your word against a Filipino person's word, you're gonna lose, bro. I'm just telling you. You're gonna lose. I've been doing this lawyering thing for a long time, and I've traveled abroad and seen a lot of stuff. You're gonna lose, bro. They will find a way for that Filipino person to be in the right. Just telling you. It sucks, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. So, and thank you so much, Philip Brewer, for
PB.
your super sticker.
We appreciate you, PB. Thank you very much for that.
Now let's go back in.
Okay, we're diving back in. Okay, all right.
All right.
So where were we at? Where was we at? Okay, here we go.
There we go. All right. So hello, Morris, Rich, and Cheng. Wish you all the. I'm trying to guess. You all the. I don't know.
The MB. I'm not sure what the MB
Wish
is.
you all the more blessings.
And more blessings. Okay, I'll take that. You're right. Yeah, it's something good. I know it's something good.
I know
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah, I know it's something good. Yeah. Yeah, I know
It's
he
a
was wishing
different letter.
no hate on us. Yeah, but yeah.
How Mary Jean?
Mary Jean,
Hello.
I know you got my message. First of all, thank you. Mary Jean said good morning to both of you lovely couples. I'm sending my love and kisses. Mary Jean, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. You're the fourth female in our channel.
Yeah, we would like to come out. We would like to come out and meet up with you out in. I think she's in Occidental.
Mindoro. Cagayan de Oro. I don't know.
No, she's in Occidental.
Mindoro, Occidental.
Negros Occidental. I think it
Negros
is.
Occidental.
Yeah, and we're gonna come out and hopefully, if you like, we would love to meet you. I think it would be fun and maybe even get you on camera.
Yeah, hit us up. Send us an email.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next.
So James Spoon.
Spoon.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Spoon.
just call him Spoon.
All right, Spoon. What turns me off is a woman who don't take care of her personal hygiene.
I told you.
Can tell a lot about the woman by looking at how she takes care of her feet.
Right. I told you they don't all tell. I mean, nobody all anything's right, but there are not everybody is as hygienic as you are. I'm serious. Yeah. Right. But feet matter to me, and of all people, I shouldn't talk. I shouldn't talk because I I got hammer time on my feet. But
But
I mean,
love
my feet,
I love
my
taking
feet
care
ain't bad. It's
I love
my
taking care of
toenails.
your
I've,
feet,
I've been an
baby.
athlete most of my life.
Mm.
But my two big toes, man, they just yeah, but they're getting better. They
I
are getting
know,
better, yeah.
I know.
But anyway, but feet do matter to me.
Mm.
So Spoon, I hear you, bro. Feet matter. The toenail, they don't have to be perfect, but don't be having crusty, ashy feet and all of that. Yeah, just don't do that. Yeah. Okay.
So next we have Morris. Hi, Rich and Cheng, wishing you all best in the Spartan race.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you. That's
I just hope I don't bust my ass, man.
I'll be here looking out for
Yeah,
you.
ain't
Checking your.
you
No,
ain't carrying
I'm not
nobody.
carrying you,
Yeah.
but I'm going to check your heart rate frequently because
Right.
there's
Yeah,
a
those-
lot
yeah,
of
the
uphills.
inclines,
So I'll wait
yeah.
for you.
Yeah, wait for me. What you mean wait for me? What are you talking about? You ain't wait for nobody. You always be any.
We'll finish the race
Yeah.
no matter how long it
tripping.
takes.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just
You are
playing.
tripping, dude.
Yeah, we're a team. You go
Yeah.
wherever you go, I go.
You would honestly, you only $1.03, so you would finish. I mean, you would finish it before me.
For sure. But
for sure.
wait. We're a team,
Yeah.
so I'll wait for you.
Yeah, if you want to finish before me, you go ahead and finish before me.
No, of course not.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So Frank Ellis said 10K
Yeah.
is 6.2 miles. That's no joke. And without telling you, there's uphill.
and
We're
it
doing a trail.
It ain't 6.2 miles just on the road, right?
Yeah,
it's like up, down, up, down.
down.
I mean, it's like mountains.
I have
So
a
it's-
song
yeah,
in
it's-
my mind,
it's-
but
I know, don't do it.
bite
Yeah,
my
don't do it.
tongue.
Yeah, it's supposed to be no joke. So
Mm.
so it'll be cool. It'll be fun. Right.
Mhm. Okay, so the shocker,
Yeah. I mean, yeah,
rock and roll.
that's not.
I don't know.
They know what I mean by the shocker. They understand.
Rock.
We'll talk about it after the. We'll talk about it
Okay.
after the show, yeah.
Okay. All
Okay.
right. So Claude says, I feel like cooperative and getting on a man's program is
Okay,
submissive.
then we have the same. Then we kind of have the same interpretation of what
Okay.
it means. Yeah, because that's what I think it should be. Look, if you're expecting me to provide and protect you, and you're expecting that commitment for the rest of our lives, then come on, you better be cooperative and and get on my program. And that's, I mean, I think that's the least. The least it should be. So I guess we have the same interpretation.
Yeah.
Okay.
James Spoon said, it turns me off when she does not take care of her hygiene and I can't allow the woman out on public.
Bruh, Spoon. What I don't know. There's some very loud people out here in the Philippines, and usually they are the women. Yeah, yeah.
Especially they really want, when you're in a restaurant, they will laugh so loud.
They want
they
the
want the
attention. Yeah. Anyway, I don't know what that's all about, but there are some very loud people out here for sure.
Floss said hygiene is a good one.
Hygiene is
Definitely
important, right?
So Frank Ellie said there are always signs, guys. People always give themselves
see
away.
that, Frank. That's what I was getting at, and it's not a knock on Obi-Wan at all. And I just always think that there's some signs that maybe you missed some signs. There's something she said, something maybe she didn't say. Her behavior when certain things came out. I just feel like there's always some signs that will, like you said, will give her away. Yeah, and that's what I was kind of getting at. But maybe there wasn't. Maybe
yeah,
there just
but
wasn't,
it
right?
sucks that the kind people are always the ones who are taken advantage of. That's
Go ahead and read this one, Cheng.
All right, and being argumentative.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Hospitality. We're just gonna leave the YRT. Hospitality said.
Richie and Cheng, I say your video,
Cut me
Cheng.
off one more time.
Sorry.
Okay. Go ahead and read it.
Richie and Cheng, I say your video, Cheng. My Filipino girlfriend likes to smell me also sometimes. My pit, so
Okay.
don't feel bad.
So it's not just you. Okay, that's 3 people now, or 2 other people. Yeah, 2 other people. So it's not just you.
Hospitality and me.
Okay. All right. So, you go ahead. Come on, I was just playing, man.
I'm not
Right.
playing when it comes to sniffing you.
Okay.
All right, Tracy Laurent
That's
said, are you guys out of Cebu by chance? Been there 2 times and loved it. If you guys are, I'd love us to do dinner sometime on me.
Tracy, we're out in Makati actually.
Mhm.
However, you could twist our arm to come out to Cebu because we were going to come out there anyway. To be honest. But it wouldn't be hard to twist our arm to come out to Cebu and meet up and have some dinner. I think that would be very cool.
Yes.
Okay? And appreciate the invitation as well.
Yes.
Okay.
It's another reason for us to
Exactly.
go out of the studio.
Okay.
The studio.
Okay, exactly.
So Spoon has a lot of turn off, yeah. So it's a big turn off when she doesn't stay on top of her hygiene and allowed women out in
In
public.
public, yeah.
Hygiene is number one.
It's huge. It is huge.
It is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah. Thank you so
Okay, we
much,
got that one,
Naps.
okay.
Yep. And official EJ Wade said her friends told her she could do better.
Right, and that's the things because when the women get to the U.S., and especially when they start working, that is when you're going to understand the character of the woman you chose. That's when, because people are going to be chirping in her ear. People are going to be chirping in her. They're going to be telling her all this. You're going to get the feminist stuff. You're going to get everybody's going to be chirping in her ear, telling her what she should do. She should do this. You could do that, and all this stuff. And that's when you understand. That's when you will really get what kind of character the woman you chose has. Can she ignore all the BS that comes and all these people that she thinks she doesn't even, she's too naive to understand who her friends are and who they aren't. So she don't really know yet. She hasn't got there yet. But is she mature enough to put the relationship first and ignore all these women's telling her to do all this stuff that she has probably no business doing, and they don't even know what they're talking about. Half of them are 2 times, 3 times divorced, or running the streets themselves. Is she mature enough to handle that?
Yeah.
And that's huge.
The whispers. Come on, girl, you
whisper,
can do
yeah.
better than that.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right. So Robert Chavez said, "Hey,
What's up, fam?
Hello. Thank you, Naps, again, and also Zuki.
Yep, we
yeah.
got that one. Yeah.
All
Okay,
right.
all right.
So, there you go. Spoon said another turn off is if I catch her in a lie. I was always taught if you lie, you will steal. So you would rather have nothing to do with it. So I would rather have nothing to do with it.
You know what, Spoon? I'm gonna agree with you and disagree. I'm agree with you in part. I think the face thing. At home, I would agree with you, but out here, face is such a big deal that white lies are very, very common. They don't look at it. They just look at it differently than we do. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying I agree with it, but I just understand the culture. And I don't think someone who necessarily would lie would steal here. I don't know about at home. And I'll even take it a step further and say I honestly believe everybody lies. That's just my own personal belief. I think everybody lies to a certain extent. The question is, what do you lie about, and how often do you lie? And that's my own personal belief, and I'll stand on that. Right? Okay.
CP said that was surreal. Yes. And D-Web said, whereabouts, where are you residing? Something like that. By the way, I'm a new sub. Thank you so much, D-Web. We're Rich mentioned earlier that we're here at Makati/Mandaluyong. We're right
over the bridge.
Right over the bridge.
Yep.
And we're technically in Metro Manila.
Yeah.
So we're the center of the Philippines.
D-Web, thanks for joining our channel. We appreciate you subscribing.
Thank you so much. Frank Ellie said, have you guys talked about the Filipino Welcoming Committee that influenced Filipinos in these countries?
Right. And because they're always, especially, I'll talk about the U.S. I know in the U.S. in the Bay Area, there's a big Filipino community. There's a huge Filipino community. And I knew some Filipinos. First and foremost, it's a big thing. So the things that are acceptable here in the Philippines aren't going to be acceptable there. So they're going to talk about you, and they're quickly going to start pointing out what you should do and what you shouldn't do. And, oh, I can't believe you're in an age gap relationship. He's 10 years older. He's 15 years older. And they're immediately going to start tearing you down and try to get the woman, your wife, to adhere to their standards. And if she's not mature enough, she won't be able to survive. She just won't be able to deal with it at all. So it's tough. It is definitely tough, right?
For sure.
All right.
Hello, Calvin. Thank you so much.
Calvin, really quick. We shouted you out. You don't know it yet. And pay attention to our Caritas Manila video. we gave you a quick shout out in that video. So I think
This-
that's the Monday video coming up. But
yeah,
we shouted you out real quick though.
yeah, under.
Let us know, where are you right now? First, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Where are you right now? What you doing right now? When you coming back, bro?
Yes. All right. So, Philip Brewer said, "Love my good friends."
Nothing like
Thank
good
you,
friends,
thank you
Philip.
so
Nothing
much.
like good friends, bro.
Mhm.
For sure.
So we have. All right. So D-Web, welcome. I feel like I know you.
Right,
Very
exactly,
slick
right?
Rick. King Kidora. I like reading his name. It's like
I like it.
Gotcha.
That's a cool name.
King Kidora. It's
What's
a
going
dinosaur.
on, King? We're doing pretty good.
Thank you
It's
so much.
Saturday morning. It's a nice morning. We're getting ready for this 10K Spartan race tomorrow, and it's gonna be a doozy. It's gonna be a doozy. But I'm gonna rest up and relax. And
Yeah, rest up and relax.
King's gonna try to give me weak legs, but I'm gonna resist. Well, I might resist, maybe.
Okay.
All right,
So
CP
CP said, are the long signs that they really want to come to America, or should we see if they would stay there and anywhere with us, or just keep an eye on their motivation?
I think you got to ask a lot of questions, and you got to listen. You have to listen to what they say, listen to what they don't say. I think both things are equally important. What's her motivation? What's her 5-year plan? What's her 10-year plan? Is it to do something here in the Philippines, or is it to be somewhere in another country? Right? What's her motivation to be with you? Is it to be with you, or is it to get what you can give her? And those are the questions I would ask, right?
Yeah. So just like what we always say, before we say trust and verify, now verify before you trust.
Yeah, and keep vetting, keep vetting. Ask. I keep saying, it doesn't matter if she's uncomfortable with the questions you ask. It's a long-term commitment. You're making a commitment to somebody for life, to provide and protect them. That's not worth asking a whole bunch of questions.
It is.
I think it is. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So Obi-Wan said, the long game, they're always perfect while asking for nothing. Maybe they're waiting for you to die or something so they can take everything.
Maybe. You know what? I've heard of different stuff like that where people are waiting. But look, there's some logic to it, because if you're in an age gap relationship, she understands that you might be 15, 20 years older than her, right? So there is something to that. So if she's in her 30s and you're in your 60s, well, heck, it stands to reason that you're probably going to die in a certain amount of time.
Before her.
Yeah. So there is something to that. But if they're waiting for it, looking forward to it,
that's scary.
Yeah, that's something. That's a whole different ballgame. Right?
I know, right?
Whole different ballgame.
I know, you have to check your food every time.
Right? Huh? Exactly. Yeah. Sinless. Yeah.
I know. So Frank Ellis said, "I'm a feet man. That's one of the first things I look at on a woman."
I'm not really a feet man, but I do care. If she got grimy, you know what? Because of my toenails, I notice everybody's toenails. Everybody. It's the first thing I look down, and I'm like, dang, he got good toenails. Right?
But I always tell you, you're good looking.
Yeah, I appreciate that, but I'd be like, damn, but I wish I had his toenails. Right. Okay. All right.
All right. So CP said, y'all stay strong in here. I need my Philippines counseling from you guys.
Keep coming back, CP. We got you, bro. We got you. And not just us, but everybody else in the audience. That's what our whole fam here is, to help the people. Yeah, is to help the people that are thinking about coming to the Philippines or finding a woman here in the Philippines. Listen to what people have been through. It will definitely help you. It will definitely help you.
You know what would help you also, CP? I think Rich here is very good when it comes to consultation, because if you really want to ask a lot of questions, especially when you're planning on coming here to the Philippines, it wouldn't hurt. For me,
that was a nice plug, Ching. That was a really nice plug. I will say, since Ching brought it up, I do offer consultations for anybody thinking about coming out to the Philippines. I promise you, I only charge $50 for the consultation. It's up to an hour. You can ask as many questions as you want. I guarantee you it will save you money. Guaranteed it will save you money consulting with me first. Okay. Guaranteed. All right. Let's see.
Yeah, OP1 said they want it all, but she got nothing in
Right.
my face.
Again, I go back to the whole thing where people want it all. They want a whole bunch from you, but what is she putting in? What is she in? For me, you have to invest in the relationship. If you ain't doing nothing for me, then you ain't getting. There's nothing coming for you. If you're not investing, I don't care what you look like. I don't care what you have between your legs. None of that matters to me. I've lived 10 men's lives, so none of that matters to me. What matters to me is how good do you treat me. That's it, and I'm gonna give it back to you.
Boom.
Did
Calvin,
you say boom?
boom.
Okay. Gotcha. Boom. What is boom? Right?
Calvin said, appreciate you guys. Keep up the good work from the Redenza and Bayshore
Right.
family.
We shouted you out, bro. We
Yeah.
shouted you out.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So everyone, go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Everyone, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and
Mhm.
hit that notification bell if you haven't already.
And if you're looking for a place to stay out here in Makati,
Thank you.
be sure to check out the Redenza and Bayshore. They're both, you got some high quality and you got some nice affordable places to stay. Definitely check those out. We're still we're still gonna stay out in the Bayshore, right? We haven't stayed out in Bayshore. We were supposed to before. We'll make that happen and we'll look forward to it. Calvin, we're looking forward to you coming back.
Yes. All right. So the real deal. Hello. Hey,
What's up, Real
Rich
Deal?
and Cheng. For me, the biggest turn off online were the 3 or 4 scammers I talked to before meeting my wife. Too many of them on dating sites. Luckily, I found the right one and married her.
Real Deal. What did you encounter? I know it's going to be, they ask for money and all that stuff. What did you encounter? What did they ask for? I always want to know what are people asking for before they? Is it a load, a refrigerator, a bed, right? What are people doing these days? I mean,
I know.
people, it's crazy. It is crazy, man.
Women level up. They don't
Yeah.
ask for load. They
Yeah,
ask
they don't
for
ask
a
for a
ref.
load no more, right? Exactly, right?
All right. So
Apollo said
Apollo
it
the
too.
Sun God said,
Okay.
my Filipina like to smell me too.
Yeah, Apollo too. Okay, so it's not all right.
Okay.
You want to sneak out? Don't. I'm just playing.
Later.
Yeah, later. Yeah. Wait long. Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
Okay, Juggy
What's good,
asked,
Juggy?
hello,
What's
what's
good, brother?
good?
Right.
And
Stink Shag.
Stink Shack said, I'm adding to the smell thing. My girl
What?
does it too. I always
Okay,
Sorry.
that's it. That's it then. All right, my bad. I will stand corrected when I'm wrong. Clearly, I was wrong, right?
At least I'm the
You're
only
one
one.
of them.
The
Yeah,
only
you're
one smelling you.
sniffing on me, but clearly my bad. You're not the only one doing it.
Yeah, whether you smell good or you don't smell good, I still like sniffing you.
Right. You. Yeah, I'm not gonna say yeah, because you sniff my drawers. I'm like,
Hey, you
why
asked
are
me
you
to check. It's still.
I'll check my own drawers, but you be like, hey,
Hey, stop!
like,
No!
hey, man, yeah,
I would smell your armpit, but I don't
Yeah,
smell
you
like
take
that.
deep-
Grabe.
deep breaths. I'm like, for real? Yeah, it ain't that serious, man. Yeah. All right, okay.
All right,
Apollo
anyway.
said,
Apollo said, when will you be in Cebu? Me and Candy would love to meet you too.
Apollo, hit me up offline and let's make the arrangements because July is next month. We got it'll have to be in July, huh? It'll have to be in July.
I
So-
just need to let you know of my
Yeah,
work
it has to be.
schedule.
It'll have to be in July because we have the next Spartan race on August 2nd.
Mhm.
On August 2nd is the next Spartan race down in Laguna, right?
Yep.
So yeah, let's make the arrangements. Let's do it in July. I
Yeah.
think that would be cool.
Okay. So Amawat said, so Cheng, how do you correct turn-offs without hurting face? Please, a step-by-step instruction. For
good one.
me, I think what you should need to do is talk to her in private. That's number one. I think that's number one. Talk to her
Right.
in private.
Don't embarrass
Because
her.
don't embarrass her in public. If you need to do corrections on the spot or immediate correction, you whisper.
Yeah, she's
Okay.
still gonna be embarrassed,
Yeah.
but it'll be a lot less.
Yeah.
It won't be as bad.
You do it. I think a lot of Filipinos would appreciate it if you do it in a loving manner because she would understand that you're coming from a good place and not just to embarrass you or anything like that. So you have to make her understand that this is not to humiliate you. I just want to correct you.
Right.
Because I think you should learn to do X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
Something like that.
It's got to be soft, bro. It constructive criticism isn't received so well here.
Direct.
Yeah, direct
especially
stuff.
direct.
Yeah, it's not received. You really got to think about how to say it to
Mhm.
where they just don't take it hard. But yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Jean, if you're still here, give us your opinion. How do you what's the best way to correct somebody or without hurting, without making them lose face? What's your opinion, Mary Jean?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yep. So, sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
Floss said there were Filipino women who were doing internship at a luxury resort I used to work out where, sorry. There were Filipino women who were doing internships at a luxury resort I used to work out were mean, self-centered, and seemed to prefer white guys. They were also really attractive.
I mean, I have preferences.
Mhm.
They have preferences. I'm not mad about that. Some women prefer white dudes. That's okay. I don't prefer white dudes. Right? I'm just joking. I don't. But honestly, I don't prefer. I prefer women of darker skin, whatever color skin. I just don't really do white women. I mean, it just. I'm not saying I wouldn't. But it's not my preference.
Mhm.
So I'm not mad at them. I mean, we like what we like. But I hear what you're saying. I mean, it's kind of how they treat you, how they get down, and how they act. But I kind of got over that. I think some women are gonna dig me, and some women just ain't. And it may not have anything to do with me. It's just their preferences, just same as me. If you're a big woman, you're not gonna get my attention except for me to think, damn, she's big.
Yeah, she's not on your radar.
Yeah, she's not on my radar. Exactly. Right. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So Daly City is the spot out here for Filipinos.
Yes.
It's just outside. That's just outside of San.
Yeah. I mean, that's because Slick Rick is from close to Daly City, right? So yeah, for Daly City is Filipino. Filipinos
community
everywhere. Yes, big, huge, right? Yep.
Right. King Kadora said, "Good luck with the race, guys. Thank you."
I'm gonna try not to bust my ass. I'm really gonna try, right?
Yeah. So Jesse Moore said, "Filipinos are also
in Union City." Yes, very true, Jesse. The Daly City, Union City, yeah, definitely the communities out in Union City. Daly City especially, but yes, I agree with you. Okay.
Frank Coates said, "I'm into ladies that dress respectfully."
I am too, Frank. I got this thing. I don't want it. Here's my criteria. If you have to keep pulling your skirt or dress down because you think it might be too high, then it's not long enough. Then it's not long enough. If you got to keep pulling your shirt up because you think you might be showing too much cleavage, you're showing too much cleavage. It's just that's my own criteria. Everybody's different, but I don't want my woman showing off and having. I mean, why do you need all that attention? If you got a man, if you respect and admire your own man, why you need all that attention? That's my own thing. Period. Right? Everybody's different, but that's how I feel, and I think I'm with you.
All right. So, Philippines and the Scoop. Hello. Thank you for joining us on our live stream. Dipolog City watching you guys. Y'all crack me up. Good live. Thank you so much.
Philippines and the Scoop. First time, right? Okay. Appreciate you joining our live. Thanks for hitting our channel. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Please.
Thank you
so much.
And King Kadara said, "I'm planning on returning to the Philippines in December and stay through January."
What's up? Hit us up. Don't have no furniture moving over here if you don't hit us up when you come here, bro.
So, CP said, "What's the old 70-year-old vet?" I'm not sure.
I'm not sure I got that.
Did
I miss something? I think we might have missed something in the comments.
Probably. Can you explain that further, CP? Thank you so much.
Okay.
So, official EG Way, thank you so much for your super
Thanks,
chat.
EG. Appreciate it.
Yes, a $50 consult from you would be worth it. Are the pretty women worth the typhoons?
EG, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say as long as you vet, bro. As long as you vet, try to stay out of the big cities. Try to stay. This is my own advice. This is how I would rock. If I was coming to the Philippines, I would try to stay out of the big cities. I would go to the mid cities or to the smaller towns, and I would find just a super naive girl, because even in the big cities, they just think they know a lot, but they don't know much. But I would find me a girl who's who is willing to learn, who's willing to get on your program. She's happy to be with you, and she treats you good. And I think that's the big thing. Definitely, I think the women are worth it. The good ones are worth it. You have to vet carefully. If you go to the province, vet her family, bruh. Vet her family, because that is going to tell you a lot.
Mm.
If she's from the province, is she a breadwinner? Is she? You gotta ask a lot of questions.
Mhm.
But I think they're worth it. I think there's a lot of nice young women in the province. I don't know how old you are, but there's a nice women out in the province and in the smaller cities.
Yes.
Don't go to a city where there's a lot of foreigners, because chances are they're there because they're looking for foreigners.
Yeah. So Sass said, listening to Cheng's laugh, you can count on having weak legs for the race, bro.
Yeah.
Should I
Man,
laugh?
don't encourage her, man. Don't encourage her. But
Or should I laugh more feminine, honey?
no, your laugh is good. Look, I get your laugh all day long, so I know what they're saying. They get it for 15 minutes or 2 hours on a Sunday. So I definitely get it. Your laugh cracks me up. You just make me crazy sometimes, right? But you also
Sorry.
give me the weak legs. So,
Sorry.
yeah. Right.
Hello, Mike.
What's up, Mike T?
Mike T. Oh, Mike Trahan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Before it was just Mike
yeah.
T.
Well, I think it was
He
changed,
changed
right?
it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You're very observant, right? Attention to detail. I'm rubbing
Yes.
off on you, huh?
Of course.
You might be.
I told you it will pay off.
You might make
Just
a good
give me
lawyer.
more
You
time.
might make a good lawyer yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Lawyer? I don't
Okay,
think
yeah,
so.
no, forget that,
R&M. I'm not keen on advising people on how to date a particular race or culture. It's about being each other's authentic selves. Otherwise, it feels like fetishism or targeting some people.
yeah. Exactly. I just think people like what they like, R&M. For me, I would never say, oh, I would never date a white woman. It's just not my preference. It's just not my preference. And so I never say you should date this kind of woman from this country or that country. Find the woman who makes you happy. As my grandmother and my father always said, love who loves you.
Hmm.
That's it. And it didn't make sense to me when I was younger, but it makes a hell of a lot of sense now. It just means find the woman who takes good care of you, who loves, as my grandmama said, who loves your dirty draws.
Hmm.
And
Who
that's
sniffs
yeah.
your
No, okay, she ain't got to sniff them.
Joke,
But the
I'm just
point is,
kidding.
but the point is, she loves you. She admires and respects you, and so it's easy for you guys to get along and be and do well.
Mhm.
And that's it for me. I don't care what country, what color she is. None of that stuff matters to me. How good is she to me?
Yeah, and also, like for example, she has a preference. Sometimes, love move in mysterious ways, even if her preference is X, Y, and Z, or her preference is something different. But when she met you, it's out of her preference, It moves. Love works in so many ways.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Mm.
CP said,
CP said, tell Cheng thank you. I will do that, promise.
all right, that's
You're
what it is.
welcome. Okay, R&M said the specific advice you can give is on how a particular country's laws, climate, culture, etc., not on the person you're dating.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Okay. All right.
All right. So R&M said, congrats on 10K plus.
Thank you, R&M. Appreciate that.
Next goal
And
is
Is
what's our next goal?
20,000.
20,000.
Yeah, it's 20K.
Mhm. Apollo the Sun God, we are good up.
Up until the 10th.
We're good up until the 10th.
Okay. So we try to make that. We'll try to see if
Mhm.
we can make that happen.
Okay, we'll try our best. All right. So Frank Ellis said, when she smells you, make sure you're swearing Sauvage from Dior.
Hey,
Oh, I heard that.
I heard of that. You know what? It was the dude in the elevator.
I know.
It was the
right?
dude in the elevator. Because remember, I asked him, I was like, hey, man, what you wearing? Right? And it was the Sauvage. Yeah. Hey, Frank, good call on that, dude. That stuff is the bomb, bro.
Wait for it, honey.
Yeah, I might. Yeah.
Wait for it.
Sauvage.
Okay, I'm
Sauvage.
taking
Did you-
note
did
of
you
it
get to know?
already.
Write
Okay.
that down. Yeah, take a note.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, good call on that for sure, right?
Mhm.
Okay. And Mike T said, I forgot we're doing the live stream Saturday morning instead of our usually Sunday.
Yes.
Yeah, we're doing our Spartan race tomorrow morning. So at this time tomorrow, well, we'll be done by
Done.
now. Yeah, our
Heading
race
home
starts.
already.
Yeah, all right, hopefully, huh? Our race starts at 6, so we should be done unless I just bust my ass.
Yeah.
We
Hopefully
should-
not.
Yeah, we should
We'll
be
do
done.
it slowly,
I would say
but surely.
sometime around 8 something we should be done.
Yes.
Yeah.
So hospitality. Did I miss that? Okay. Hospitality said, Richie, how hard it is for a Filipino person to get tourist visa visiting the USA.
If you're talking about a woman, incredibly hard. Incredibly hard. She would have to have a lot of assets. She would have to have property, a long time job, be able to prove all that stuff, a bank account where there's a consistent income coming into her account. It is incredibly hard for a Filipina woman to get a tourist visa. It's easier for a Filipino man to get a tourist visa, but not easy, just easier. There you go.
Okay. So, Obi-Wan said, "Hey RM, it really is different than you might think. Being completely honest like this doesn't always sound pretty, just real."
That's it. And look, I always appreciate people coming to our channel. Our channel might not be for everybody. We're just going to tell you the truth, and we try to answer questions that a lot of people ask. Try to give you our opinion and share the opinion of other people in the chat, right?
Yes.
So people, and I always say, go to somebody else's channel too. Don't just take my word for it. I'm not the end all, the beat all authority on everything, but I do have a lot of experience, and so do the people in the chat. So do a lot of the people in the chat. So we try to bring guys like Mike on. Mike is very experienced and has a lot of know-how and or knowledge of what's going on in the Philippines.
For sure.
And we just try to bring people on here who have good opinions, or not good opinions, but who have their opinions and who have a lot of experience.
That's
what I would
right.
say.
So, Apollo the Sun God said, "When I'm doing correction with my Filipino, I like to bring up for her to put the shoe on the other foot."
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, and sometimes, and I do too, but I've discovered analogies don't always work here in the Philippines. Sometimes it depends on who you're talking to, because sometimes that whole analytical thinking thing and the critical thinking thing, sometimes that can confuse things and make it even more difficult. But I like to use that too. I like to use that too. Yeah, I'm just
Same.
yeah, I'm just saying. All right. We got a couple more minutes here. We'll read the rest of the comments and we'll get up out of here.
All right. Okay. So, Nomadic Healthy Lifer. Okay. Yes.
Nomadic Healthy Lifer.
All right. So, I am giving it a go with a Filipino with 2 older children. How long did you wait before you moved in with Cheng and her kids? She will stop her live-in job for our relationship. Your thoughts? First of all, we're not living together.
It was forever before I moved in with Cheng. We don't live together.
Yeah,
we don't live together.
I have my own place.
Yeah, she's got her own place. I got my place. We live very close together. Right now I could see her house or her place from outside my window on my balcony, but we do not live together. For our own personal reasons. But it works for us. This works for us. You would think we live together because she's always over here. But we don't live together.
No, we don't live together.
And as far as stopping her living job for your relationship, I don't recommend it.
Yeah, especially when she has children.
Yes.
Yes, because she should be able to support her own children.
And if she can't do it, guess who's gonna do it?
You.
Yeah, it's gonna be you. If she's got children, bro, I don't recommend dating any Filipino woman who, especially if she has children, who does not have a job. Because you're going to become her ATM. She still needs money, whether or not she has a job. She still needs money, and if she's not getting it from a job, guess where she's gonna get it.
And you mentioned older children, so even if those children are older or in college, they will still go back to their mom.
They still need tuition.
They still need money. So the first thing that you have to establish is that she will be paying most, if not all, of the bills regarding her children.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yep. Good take.
Thank you.
All right, Monty Borchert.
The way I tell people how to say my last name is Bor like a wild pig and shirt like a push.
I nailed that, right? Borchert, right? I had a friend named Mike Borchert.
Okay.
But this is Monty, right? Monty Borchert, right?
Monty Borchert.
Right.
Thank you for the correction.
All right, cool.
All right.
Thank you for much appreciated.
Thank you for the correction. All right. So King Kadora said the way I help someone with turn off is to do things correctly and not say anything about how to improve. Well, that's a good take, but a lot of times indirect, you have to say it. This is how I want it done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
they won't get the hint.
They won't get the hint, bro.
They won't get the memo.
They won't get that. That sounds good, right? oh, I'll just lead by example, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, they won't get the example. Right.
This is
Um,
what I want.
yeah.
How I want you to
Yeah.
do stuff. This is how I want you to put my this and that.
Yeah, that
Okay.
that might work better in other cultures, but here, she just said it. They a lot of times they just won't get that hint. And, But I feel you though. In theory, it makes sense, but here, I don't know. Yeah,
So King Kadara said, "Let's see about us getting together
let's
and
make it happen,
kicking
bro.
it." Yeah.
Hey, hit us up offline and let's see if we can arrange something, right?
Yes, our
The-
email.
yeah.
Our email is on the description of our YouTube
Absolutely.
channel, and also if you want to use our call
Why
in
don't you
number.
just why don't you
Yeah, call in our call in number 415-490-8030.
Absolutely. Okay.
All right. So what's the number to call if you're in the Philippines? Say that.
What's the
I'm
number
not-
to call if you're in the Philippines?
So if you are a foreigner in the Philippines, are you using
Plus one.
Plus one.
Plus one.
Ah, got it,
415-490-8030 would be the number to call if you're in the Philippines.
Mhm.
Right. So thank you for that.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
that.
All
Hopefully
right.
we'll get you on the next time on our next show, and hopefully
Yes.
I won't be too busted up. But this is race number 17.
For you, this is race number 4.
Yeah, this is race number 17. I've done this a lot of times, so I'm
Is this my 4th?
third or fourth.
I think this is my 3rd.
Yeah, I think it's number
third.
3 for you. Yeah.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So Hicks, hello. Do you think these
It's Corporal Hicks, I think.
Yeah. Do you think these vlogging rules will really go into effect, or is it just like driving, no rules enforced?
I think they're going to enforce it when it's when they see fit. Yeah. So I think they've already gone into effect, but I think they're going to enforce it when they see fit.
Mhm.
And the first person, they're going to look to set an example out of
Mm.
somebody.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be that example.
For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, Laque, hello. Thank you for joining us. Is it worth buying or renting a condo, and how much on average does it cost to purchase one?
That would be a great consultation question, because that is a long answer and not a simple answer. But I would be, but again, and I'll say this: I don't really like to plug my consulting, but I promise you, spending $50 will save you a lot of money. I promise you that. So you get a little bit of legal advice, not legal advice for the Philippines, but some legal advice maybe for free, and a lot of experience out here in the Philippines.
Yes, and if I were you, if you're ready to book a consultation with Rich, write down all your questions. So
write them down. Yeah, and bomb me with questions. You got a whole hour to ask me all the questions you want to ask me, and I'm guaranteed to answer those questions and give you some ideas that you never thought of. Guaranteed. Okay?
For sure.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So
let's see.
So Floss said, I love that you guys answer all questions.
We try.
Hope y'all don't mind seeing same names pop up
No.
when you say cooperate. What do you mean specifically? And can you give an example of what the MANS program is?
Okay. It's a great question. When I say get on my program, I don't expect you to say yes, Rich, no, Rich, yes, Rich, no, Rich. I expect when I ask you for suggestions, give me suggestions. When I ask you for feedback, give me feedback. But there's 2 of us, so only one of us can lead, right? Only one of us can lead. If you don't think I'm capable of leader, find another dude. You should find another dude. But if you think I'm capable of leading, which I believe I am, then get on my program and follow. Be willing to follow. Be willing to follow advice. Be willing to take advice. Be willing to accept some criticism sometimes. And it will be constructive the mass majority of the time. But be willing to accept it. I don't care about your face. I care about us getting better as a couple. And I care about helping you to get better. That's what I care about. So that's what I mean by getting on my program.
Very
well
explained.
Thank you. All right, we'll take 5 more. We're a little over time, but there's a lot of good comments in here, right?
So TNT said, dude, your girl is a vibe. She's so funny. She has a vibe. Very lovely. You guys are such a happy, respectful, great couple. I wish you all the best. Thank you so much.
Thank you, TNT. We have our moments, bro. It ain't always sunshine and unicorns.
Yeah,
we definitely have our moments when she might need a knuckle sandwich. But
no, we're just playing, you know. Never laid a finger on me.
You say it like you protecting or defending.
No, a different finger.
Hey, hey, man.
Like you never hit me.
Okay.
You're never physical.
We got it. Okay. You a little crazy today. Okay. All right. I'm an LA County firefighter, 38 years, retired at 62. coming to the Philippines. I hope to meet someone like your girl.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
that. I appreciate it.
Oh, firefighter.
So as a firefighter, your pension should be pretty good. Hey, let me give you a really good hint about coming here, TNT. Don't tell people you're a retired
Yes.
firefighter. Yeah, just keep that on the low
Mm.
because your pension's going to be pretty good. And believe me, there are going to be plenty of girls. They're good at the game. They're good. They're sweet words, honey lips, and they're targeting that you will have a target on
your
you, and
forehead.
all the bad girls will come after you, and they know what to say, they know what to do, they know how to work you. They'll make you feel great,
Yes.
and they will siphon that money out of your pockets, brother.
Never
just
mention anything
mention the
about
money.
finances.
Don't mention the money, right?
And
Just
the moment they
enjoy
ask,
enjoy yourself. Don't show your money, don't mention the money, just come here, have a good time. Don't mention your money. If that would be a great lesson that I could tell everybody. Don't mention your money. Don't mention.
say you're broke.
Yeah, you don't have to,
I'm
do
just
that,
kidding.
but just don't mention. You don't
Yeah.
need to mention your money.
You
You don't need to,
yes.
right? Not initially, not in the initial stage.
I mean, that will filter out. That will filter out the good ones from the bad.
Right.
All right. So,
Okay. Just
Frank Ellis said, "Does Cheng understand sarcasm, Rich? Most of the time, I do now.
she's gotten
But-
better. Yeah, she's gotten
But
better.
last year, I don't know.
Yeah.
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 But I appreciate you because you are talking less sarcastic now.
Yeah, I use less sarcasm. We're American. A lot of us are American, so I'm sarcastic by nature, as are most of us, and they just don't get it. And so it was difficult for us sometimes. But I used to have to say that's sarcasm. Right? And explain, the whole notion of sarcasm.
Yeah. Frank Coates said, "My Filipino friend loves the way my Irish Spring body smells
I love
as
that
well."
Irish Spring,
Yeah, I
yeah.
know, right? As my right guard and Gillette after shave, she kept saying I smell good.
Yeah.
I know his stuff.
Mhm. Yeah, no, that Irish Spring smells good, but I like
Yeah.
the Dove.
You
The
know,
Dove-
the
the-
Bath and Body Honey.
Yeah, and the Bath and Body
Yeah.
Works. That's my shiznit.
Yeah. Yep.
Right. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. 3 more comments.
All right. CP, I pay attention to you guys, not to be like you guys, but to know from being from America. It's attainable. Love you guys. See y'all soon if available.
We appreciate you, CP. And look, nobody's trying to get us. We're not trying to make people think that we're the perfect couple or anything
Yeah,
like
we're
that.
not.
We have a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun. We have our moments, but we have a lot of fun. We always seem to find a way to work things out, even when we're going through some this or some of that. And I think the key point is we have a lot of fun, and there's mutual respect for what she does for me, what she brings to the table, and what I bring to the table.
For sure.
Right.
Okay.
Frank Ellis said, condescending much.
I'm not really sure.
Pay attention, you guys. Frank, was that condescend? Oh, Frank.
RNM's reply
Condes-
to Frank Ellis. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
really sure.
Okay, RN, if that's in reference to me, I wasn't trying to be condescending at all, and I hope I didn't come off as condescending because that wasn't my intention at all.
Okay, yeah. So Hicks said, which place would you rather go to most, Landers or SNR, or does it really matter to you? I think I would answer this question. SN is like Costco shopping, Landers and SNR. For me, SNR because it's closer to where I live. Landers is farther away, and both has membership fee, so I'd rather pay for one.
Okay.
SNR. So,
Okay, next.
there you go. RNM, yes, guys, your on the ground experience as opposed to legally binding is helpful to people. It's how we learn.
Boom, and that's the key. That's the key. Just trying to help with the experience that we have and help other people so that they don't have to go through some of the bad that other people have been through.
All right, so I went to SNR,
I
but
think
they're
so, too.
basically the same. Sam's Club or Costco.
I think so too. Yeah, we went to SNR. Okay.
So I'm not really sure what the comment
Yeah,
was.
I think I missed something. This is RNM. Maybe you can hit me offline if because I'm not sure if that's addressed to me or okay. Because I never try to be condescending to anybody, and if I'm out of pocket, somebody let me know. Write me offline because I'll apologize. I never try to be off pocket, and I'm never going to insult the guests on our show for sure.
And we want everybody to feel, respected.
For sure.
Yes.
Yep.
So I was
I think that's
stationed
between those two.
Oh, okay,
Right.
got it.
Okay.
So next is Stink Shag. how many years have you and Cheng been together? It's
About 2.5.
2.5.
About 2.5. April, May, June.
2 and 3.
Yeah, 2 years, 3 months, something
And
like
change.
that. Yeah, 2 years and some change, right?
Mhm. So,
Let's see.
what hospitality said? What jobs do you two have? I'm a physical education teacher at the university.
And I've been a lawyer for 24 plus years, and I'm a legal consultant.
Mhm. All right. So,
Oh, hold on. There you go.
yeah. So, for example, according to R&M, Americans and Brits both speak English, but Americans don't get British humor, sarcasm, and bad
Yeah, it's
joke.
true because for us, I'm speaking for myself and for the experience I've had with a lot of Brits, because I've hung out with a lot of British people.
Mhm.
That the English humor we always think of as kind of dry humor. We always think it's kind of dry. We use in America we use a lot more sarcasm than they do. But theirs is a little bit more dry. It's a different kind of humor though.
Mhm.
But it takes some time to get used to their kind of humor. Right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Amirabui Al Mubarak said,
What's up, my
"Hey,
man?
you two, big ups."
What's up, my man?
Thanks.
All right. The corporal said,
How good is Rich Filipino speaking skills? I assume, Cheng, that you have been teaching him some of the language. I know enough to get around in Bisaya. I mean, he knows basic courtesy,
some basic phrases, yeah.
salamat, you know, the kuya, ate, and all
Yeah.
that. But I think he's teaching me more Chinese than
Yeah.
than I teach him more Tagalog. But
Yeah.
I whenever people speak in Tagalog or in Filipino, I normally translate so that he knows what the other people are talking about. Are they talking about us?
Which is
Or-
repeated,
Yeah.
which is appreciated. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. Last question is okay, and I think they
Yes.
got things ironed out between the two guys. Always appreciate that.
Mhm.
Hey guys, I want to say something real quick. First, thank you guys for helping us get to 10K. We really appreciate
Thank
that.
you.
Second, if ever I say anything or do something that you feel like is out of pocket, it's not intentional. It's not intentional. I'm never going to insult. I'm never going to disrespect my guests. So let me know. I mean, hit me offline, and we can discuss it. And I don't think anybody has said anything disrespectful to me. So there is no reason for me to come back at somebody with disrespect. So I guarantee you, I don't think it's ever going to happen that I come at somebody out of pocket. So if you do, if you feel that way, let me know. We'll resolve it. We'll definitely
Yes.
resolve it because I'm guessing it would probably be a misunderstanding.
Yes, and
Okay.
we always try to be objective as much as possible.
Absolutely. So we'll end this with Mike T. Mike said, "Thank you both for this live stream. Sorry I was late, Mike. We love you, bro. We don't care if you're
Thank
late.
you.
You're still in the house, right?
Yeah, and after this video or this live stream ended, we would appreciate if you drop a comment on the live stream comments later when it's optimized.
If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to our channel. We love that. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for helping us get to 10K. The next goal is 20K for us, and then we want to keep going as long as we can.
Yes.
If you have suggestions on what kind of content you want to see, drop a note to us. Drop a note. Let us know. We can't guarantee we're going to do it, but if it's feasible, we will make it happen, okay?
Yes, and if you haven't watched our video that we released just earlier, so please do watch
Make
that
sure you check that video out.
and leave a comment, hit the thumbs up if possible, and we would greatly appreciate that.
All right, fair enough. You got anything else? Weak
No.
legs. Okay, I'm trying to weaken my legs now. Okay, anyway. All right, I'm Richie Rich for Richie Rich Abroad.
It's all good. I'm Cheng.
All right, and deuces. We are out. Slick Rick, enjoy your fishing trip. We'll catch you when you get back, bro.
Yes.
Take care.
All right. Bye.